Welcome to this edition of the Out Alone podcast, the 30th edition of this podcast. I know I said podcast a lot of times because I am excited, but we do have a big group today. We have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jude, coming back for this special edition of the 30th episode of the Out Alone podcast. We got Aritra, as always, the founding father, and of course the comedian himself, Isaac Housen. Unfortunately, no Bert. Kobe, obviously no Ciaran as well. Ciaran's out there with the family. So shout out to the Keneally family out there if you are listening. I hope the dinner is going well. Hope all is going well.
I would love it if they had this pulled up on YouTube at the dinner. Really, Kieran's like, guys, wait a minute. I gotta support the boys first.
Yeah, dude, if you are like that would be awesome. But yeah, guys, 30th episode. First, I just want to say I guess I'll go back to myself. Sorry, boys. Get out the way for a minute. To all of our fans and listeners out there. Thank you so much. 30th episode. Your support has been immaculate. We appreciate all the love that you've been showing us and the hate too in the comment section. But that's the beauty of sports. We have those debates and stuff like that. But I just want to say to all of our subscribers, all our followers out there, just thank you so much. All your support is just greatly appreciated. But
it's back.
I don't even know where to start. These last 24 hours have been absolutely chaotic. I mean, not only do we have the Sabres, the Sabres been having a badass season.
Sabres reference.
That game was nuts, dude. Oh my,
crazy. Although it's beyond the.
Everybody almost cried.
But you know what I mean. Then we have NFL just off season, obviously some fun.
The Max Crosby trade getting turned off.
It's just that time, spring's about it. I said it in the last episode. It's that spring season where all the sports are getting in there.
We're just coming back.
Off season. We got Yankees coming up. Obviously, Go ahead.
Kobe had been asking for the Yankees hat. I had gotten some people in the comment section wondering where that is, so I had to bring it back for the 30th.
Hey, I should have worn my LA hat today, the Dodgers hat. Then
you should have.
I'm a fan of neither teams, bro.
But at least you can throw out like the Red Sox or something like that. That would have been tough.
Good.
I don't think y'all want to know who my team is, bro.
You're like a Pirates fan or something?
Nah.
Okay, good. Sorry.
What's your team? I'm curious.
Okay. The Guards.
Wait, what? I didn't hear.
Guardians.
Oh, Guardians. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I respect them.
But yeah, and then not even that. We have the world, not the World Series. Jesus Christ, Jeff. What's it called with the baseball?
World Baseball Classic.
The Classic. Even that is going on right now. I know in a few hours or in a few minutes, I don't know what time the game starts. Italy versus Mexico. I mean, that's going to be a big matchup to determine the fate of the U.S. in their coming matchups. But then NBA had to give us something because they always have to do, right? I mean, it's inevitable. The 83 points by Bam Adebayo.
That's insane.
We're going to follow the name Out on Loan for the minute, because we're going to go out on loan for soccer and just talk basketball just for a quick, brief second because we're going live and, why not? Yeah, that was crazy. Shout out to my group chat, Frank Barrios and all them boys out there on, I can't say the name of our group chat, obviously, but shout out to you boys. I literally just looked at my phone, got the notification through them that Bam has 70 points. And then one of the boys said, oh, yeah, he's going to break Kobe's record. I hope he doesn't break it. I was like, no way. And then I went to Sleeper, looked at the minutes, and it was like 73 points with like 5:30 left to play. And I'm like, oh, God, he's going to break it. So just some crazy stuff. I mean, I'm not going to get into the discourse too much because I think we go into another 30, 20 minutes, which I don't want to do because even more craziness happens into our sport. So we're going to now go back to our original team and just talk about the Champions League because obviously that's what we're here for. Man, oh man, this is why this is why we love sports, right? Just put us through the downs and then just put some other guys to the ups, to the pits of heaven, to the pits of hell, and then to the gates of heaven of happiness and despair because so many games. I think we're going to start off with the one team that obviously Mr. Jude is here for, the Arsenal himself. I mean, look, Isaac, high five, man. You said it even before. What was the prediction we made for Leverkusen? What was their first matchup that they played against before Arsenal that we doubted them against? I think it was
Olympiacos, right?
Olympiacos, yeah.
It was
The big
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos. And Isaac was the one that said, no, guys, no, this is a team that's top defensively. They're good offensively. And since then he said that, it's been in my head. I was like, man, he might be right here. Because not only did we doubt them or to get a pick up a massive result against this Arsenal team, but man, they probably deserve more than a 1-1 draw because
Yeah.
Arsenal drew 1-1 with Leverkusen, and it was just I wouldn't say shocking, like super, super shocking, but man, just it shows why Arsenal are just not been that great, and just we've had these doubts. It's
Oh
starting
yeah,
to creep.
I can see it. The team is kind of doubting themselves. I feel like a little bit. They're in a slump. They're definitely in a slump, and it's just It was hard to watch today. I'm gonna be honest. I was stressing for 90 minutes. I'm like, with that Martinelli missing that one shot. I'm like, what was that? I mean, it was close. Don't get me wrong, but I think, like, defensively, I mean, we regrouped after that goal early in the second half, but defensively we were decent. We controlled I think we had the midfield down. We were decent in the middle third, but the final third we just looked disorganized. We looked very sloppy in the final third, and I think that's why we weren't able to capitalize on anything, because the sloppiness in the final third was not it.
And I think that's been my main indication for why I've had some doubts with Arsenal. I think that's the only thing that people have been able to point to.
This is my first time seeing the ratings, not gonna lie.
Ooh. We have no doubts about their defense. Like, I know you said they were able to respond, and that's the other thing I think I trust so much with their defense is their ability to give up a goal, and then I think my faith for them to kind of come back together and kind of see out the rest of the game. That's why we have so much confidence in Arsenal. Yeah, it's going forward. I think we talked about the reasons we were picking some teams like Barca, Bayern, some of these other teams that are getting picked to win the Champions League. It's because of how dynamic they are on offense. We have the 3-1 result against you guys. I think it'll just be really interesting if the final comes that way to where we end up playing each other. I'm very interested because I think that's one of the more popular just sort of picks I've seen from both sides of the bracket. If it's not you guys, it's Barca. If it's not us, it's like a City or a Madrid or something like that. But yeah, like you're worried about that because this is, like I said, this is a good Leverkusen side, but they're not running away with the Bundesliga this year. They're not the most competitive in the Bundesliga. They've had the stats to put together a good season, but yeah, like if a side like this can kind of get this result against an Arsenal squad, especially when they're not on their day, when they're not clinical. And I think Jeff and Aritra would attest to as well with like watching some of their teams. You need to be clinical in the Champions League. Like you cannot afford to not finish your chances. You don't have the benefit of more weeks and more games coming up. Like if you just don't have the people that are slotting the goals, it doesn't really matter how pretty it is. How much confidence can you have in them going forward? And like you even mentioned the midfield, I think Rice had a solid game. Zubimendi was Zubimendi, but you look at the rankings, Leverkusen's midfield outperformed. I want to shout out Ciaran. Yeah. I think it was Ciaran, right, that said Grimaldo was going to score. He didn't score, but he did get an assist today as well. So we knew he was going to contribute. It's just worrisome, I think, for Arsenal going forward, especially considering some of the other teams they have to play. Like defensively, I think, yeah, maybe even Leverkusen is comparable to something like a Barcelona. I think Jeff would be able to answer that for me. I really haven't watched them much in the league, so I don't know week in, week out how great they are defensively. But yeah, you're going to be playing so many teams that are so much more dynamic going forward just on this side of the bracket that, yeah, what happens when this squad goes up against a Barca? That's probably going to finish their chances as well. And that's the other issue. If you go up against a squad that finishes your chances, that finishes their chances, you have to finish yours just to even stay competitive in that matchup. And if you can't over 2 legs, it's going to be worrisome.
I also have to add on to we're thinking about Barca. I mean, we're going to talk about this Bodo Glimt. I mean, even if you guys get through this Leverkusen team, Bodo Glimt is that one. I'm sorry. I don't want to I think I'll say this. I think you guys will beat Leverkusen. Okay. But like Isaac said, this Champions League is going to show me it's just going to show and demonstrate to the world why in these knockout rounds, you need a moment of brilliance. It doesn't matter how good you are defensively. It doesn't matter whether you can do this. It's just moments of individual brilliance which can just change a game so much. And we saw it. We saw it today. Arsenal, I'm sorry, as much as I rate some of these players, like I rate Osaka, I want to rate Ineze. I even though he's been crapped on this whole entire year, I still feel like there's a player in there with Victor Gyökeres.
Oh yeah, he's definitely strong. I think again they're not using him correctly. I don't think. again, they need to feed him. They need to feed him more. I mean, you saw it. They fed him pass. He had a good pass to Martinelli. He can connect with people up front. You've seen it, but I still think that they're trying to figure him out, and it's kind of I think they're still trying to figure him out, and I think it sucks that it's been taking them this long to figure him out.
Yeah, it's really frustrating that because this is a goal scorer. I refuse to believe a player. I know it's a Portuguese league and all this stuff, but I refuse to believe that a player who scored 40 to 30 goals can't contribute to a team with this many creators. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
But I also need to talk about one man in particular as well. We need to see him turn up now.
Yep, I agree.
Mr. Bukayo Saka. I just saw, shout out to you, Isaac. Again, I know Isaac has been key in that. I know I've been shouting you out so many times, my guy. But we said earlier, throughout this, I think last month or earlier this month, we mentioned Kvaratskhelia. You saw what he did today? Where's that? I need that. This is a guy that apparently, according to all Arsenal fans, is the best right winger in the world or was better than Vinny and all these things. I need more than that. This cannot happen. This is where I need you, Mr. Bukayo Saka, to turn up. Because if you don't turn, you are the only player I look on this Arsenal team that can win them a Champions League. I'm being serious. I don't care what Saliba does. I don't care what Gabriel does. I don't care what Timber does. I don't care what Calafiori or Hincapié or Eze or Gyökeres. It doesn't matter. You. Because you are the superstar of this team. You are the one that got all the new contract. You are the one that when he's on it, and maybe he's not, maybe he's injured still. Maybe that injury did affect him, so maybe Arsenal have to figure out a new position for him. Maybe at the 10, maybe as a second. I don't know what they got to do with him. Because right now, this season, and since last season too, he has not looked out. He's not looked great. He has not looked great. Physically, he looks shot. It could be the heavy minutes. But even then, I need something from you, man. Just give me something. You need to break down this Leverkusen team. And even then, brother, you're going up against potentially a Bodo Glimt team that's hot and fire right now, who are clinical, who are attacking football, who will put their chances away. Because now we've seen it today earlier, and we'll talk about them. 3-0. I need him to step up because there's no way you can get away with this. I said maybe he's been injured and this and that, but it's too long now, brother. It's too long now, bro. You need to wake up now. You need to figure something out. Get inside, contribute something. Because right now, if you're not turning up, Arsenal have no chance, zero chance against any team they run up. That's even before the final. Like, again, I'd be scared for them against Bodo Glimt. I'd be scared against them, Atletico Madrid, if they get through or get through Barca. And if they play Barca, I think Barca just break them down. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, he's our star boy. But even as an Arsenal fan, as a loyal Arsenal fan, I do think some of us are completely what's the word? We're just I can't think of the word. We're just
delusional.
Delusional. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Delusional. Like I'm gonna be honest. As much as I don't like Vinny, I don't think he's better than Vinny. I think there has been a point in time where he has been better than Vinny, but he hasn't been as good or better than Vinny in a while, especially these past, I'd say.
Oh, he has not been. Well, first of all, he's never been better than Vinny.
I was gonna agree. I was gonna say the same thing too.
Young Bukayo, when he just got on, he was something else. He definitely gave.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're right. When
he gave Arsenal an insane spark.
When he was 18, 19 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
He was nuts.
No, but what about
he was cutting in. What was that?
But what about at their prime when they were head to head? At this age, pretty much, because not the same age at their best. Vinny at his best is just better than Bukayo Saka at his best. There's no debate about that.
I can see. Yeah, I agree. With that.
One should have won a Ballon d'Or.
As much as I love my star boy, I'm gonna have to go with Jeff on this.
Yeah. But here's my point. But we're comparing him with Vinny. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. We can't compare him to that because even at look at Vinny's worst season. Like this has arguably been like one of Vinny's worst stretch.
Oh yeah.
When he first came on, because this is like his peak form, pretty much. This is like where you should have the game unlocked. You have
100%. I agree.
But even then, so at this point of his career, this is the worst that we've seen Vinny at. Even then, he's still contributing better than what he's done this whole year and the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's my point. That's where I'm like, I need you to turn up. That's all. I think you are you're the key.
Honestly, I think the issue with Saka, I think he's a bit too selfish. Honestly, I saw it today. He did make some passes, but they weren't crucial passes. They weren't he wasn't threading the ball in very like. Again, don't be wrong. Like he's on the right. He can cut in, shoot. He's done it before. I think he can still do it. But with it, when you have a team like Leverkusen that's able to lock him down, he's got to be able to adjust and start passing with surgical precision. He can do that. I mean, don't be wrong. He's not at a world-class level, but he can definitely be there if he decides to start looking for more options other than just passing it back.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's passing it back so often. Like, come on. Dude, yeah. He needs to be, I think, as a winger, he can, again, wingers, they're meant to attack and playmake. He can be an amazing playmaking winger. That's how, like, as a winger myself, that's how I play. I'm more of a playmaker than a scorer. That's how I've been taught to play the game from the wing. I'm like, yes, please go cut in, shoot, be that outside threat. But to be an outside threat, you have to be able to cut in and play make from the wing. I think he needs to diversify his game. Yeah. He's got to be able to pass. He's got to move the ball more fluidly.
Jeff, can you even just like scroll down? Sorry, Aritra, you go. My bad.
I got you. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I think that's really my main issue with Saka. He's just been like a back passing merchant the last like 2-3 years now. Because I remember like the first years of this decade, like there was like an entertaining player in him where he was like taking in more challenges, cutting in more scoring, and he's had seasons in the Prem where he scores like 15 goals, 5 assists, 20 goals, 10 assists, whatever. Overall as a season. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, the talent is there. I just don't know if it's that injuries that caused him issues that's had him out for a long time, and maybe he still hasn't fully recovered yet, or even if he has, he just hasn't found his footing yet. But he needs to like find that, because I 100% agree. If Declan Rice is really the only player that I could kind of see that can like make a magical moment and maybe win the game for Arsenal, but you also need one of your forward players. And realistically, I mean, I thought it was going to be Jokers that was going to do that, but it's probably still going to be Saka that has the clear ability for that. And if Saka is also not being, confident in himself to like, take some chances, take a man on, pass it forward, pass it to Jokers rather than just back passing it to Zubimendi or something, you're not really going to create those chances. Yeah, you're going to have your possession, you're going to have the ball, but again, like the final third, if you're not taking chances, how are you gonna, get a way to score a goal? And as you guys have done a lot this season, relying on set pieces, corners, which fine, if that's the way you play, that's where you excel at, fine to like take advantage of. But at a certain point, those are also limiting too. You still have to like get to scoring from your wingers, from your like midfielders, and just like playing that forward passing way rather than just like being super conservative about it. And that's sort of been my issue with like Arsenal, I guess, which is where I mean I wouldn't say like essentially I still have like Barca and like a Bayern or even like a City, Madrid as like an elite team, whilst Arsenal, yeah, they're most likely going to win the Prem, but like in the champs to like make it to the finals and stuff, I still need to see a little more, which I think they still have the capability to do so. The next leg is going to prove it.
Yeah, I think that's some of the frustration is we know what they're capable of. You talk about the league. We know that step up that they can take. We've seen them compete in big games. We've seen them have big results against top teams, against very quality opponents. And I think Jeff has always hinted at this quite a bit when he's talked about the Champions League with that sort of Madrid DNA, and sometimes they'll be terrible in the league and they can turn up. Like there is just sort of a different gravy or a different sauce that sort of comes with the Champions League. Like as much, and I know it's an intangible. I know it's not something we can really, there's maybe even facts behind it or anything like that, but there's just something in the water that's different with Champions League. You need a different element. You need a different, I don't know if it's a personality trait, if it's that flair, whatever it is, you need to have that moment of brilliance. I mean, you talk about Saka. I mean, even Saka was someone that I always heard about too, was like so great defensively. Was even he could come back and basically play as fullback. He was 2 for 8 on ground duels today, 25%. He had 1 defensive contribution. I mean, successful dribbles, he was 1 for 3. He only had 4 touches in the opposition's box, 2 passes into the final third. He was 0 for 3 on crosses, and then only 1 for 1 on accurate long balls. Like that's not good enough. And like as Jeff has said, you need to have 1 or 2 people that are capable of that to have that shining moment. I would throw Rice in there as well. I don't know if you mentioned him. Rice has the capability to.
I swear to God, Rice is in there.
Oh, Rice, yeah.
Damn great catch, man.
But I want to also talk about you mentioned Gabriel, Saliba. You mentioned all them one by one. But that's the thing. The point we talked to with this Arsenal squad is their defense. You named all of them. It's not one of those individual defenders. It's how they all can play together. I think that defensive unit is quality and is special enough to get them to a Champions League final, to maybe even win them a Champions League final. It's just, can I realistically bet on the second Leverkusen leg, what appears to be 2 games against Bodo Glimt, and then another semifinal where you then have to grind out like what, 1-1 results, 2-1 results, 1-0 results. Like, I can't believe that you're going to do that. Like you could maybe in a league phase where, okay, maybe you're playing a Sunderland. No offense, you're playing a Tottenham. You're playing a Norwich. Sorry, they're not like you're playing a couple of those teams in a stretch. You can get draws, you can get wins, you can grind out results, and then when it comes to time to play a City or something like that, you can turn up. It's not the Champions League. We're in the knockout stages sometimes, and I think the common thread we've seen from a lot of these, there's 4 ties already that I think we'd say are probably over. That helps you game plan for the future. That helps you rest players mentally. I think you're a lot more geared into just even the next round and all that sort of stuff. And now Arsenal they're nervous. It's a 1-1 game, 1 mistake in this next matchup, they're out. You know what I mean? But they could also turn up and put 4 goals against the Leverkusen, then you're good. But still, you have now extra stressors. I think you're even now in your own head a little bit more. And I think, Jude, you even said it, like you're even watching this team, there just feels like there's something off. It feels like
I would definitely say with the way Leverkusen played today, the next game, I got to see Arsenal play some fluid attacking football. I need to see it. I think that's what this team needs, because you've seen how Arsenal builds up. They don't build up very fast. Sometimes their counterattacks aren't super quick. And against like big games, Man City, yes, they are able to counterattack really quickly. But I think they just went in way overconfident in this game. You can kind of see it. They had a crazy start. They were super fast off the kickoff, the first half. And then you just kind of see them like, oh shoot, maybe we don't have this. You know what I mean? That like Leverkusen was able to lock down. Again, I think until that penalty, which I think was, even as an Arsenal fan, I think was slightly controversial. That was a bit iffy.
That was very iffy in my opinion.
That was very iffy. But like when I saw him, yes, there were two steps after. But what I did see after that tackle, I did see who landed on. I forgot who went down. It was as they went down. I did see him land on Eze's left foot. Like his back landed on his left. I did see that contact. But back to like the fluid football. That's what Arsenal needs to do. They need to bring back fluid attacking football. They've done it before, and they can definitely do it again. They have the quality.
Yeah.
And I think if they do that, that's how they're going to unlock Gyökeres. I think that's how they're going to unlock it, is if they start unlock them, is through attacking football.
Yeah.
See, I think for me with this Arsenal team, right, is part of the reason why I believe they've been so. I look at their offense, right? Let's look at their offense. We look at Saka, who's been off form. We look at Eze, who hasn't been on it these last few games. This whole entire season, apologies, besides Tottenham. Gyökeres hasn't had the greatest of years. I think that's due to the style of play. And then I just look at their bench, and what inspires you? What makes you feel like Martinelli? That's a one-man pony. He doesn't know what he's doing besides running with the ball and running at you from behind. That's why he's great in the counterattacks and off tired legs. But in a full game, he cannot break down a team. He cannot. In the full 90, he cannot. And then off the bench, Kai Havertz, who's, I guess, built for the Champions League, but it's so rare. And then Trossard.
Like, I'm sorry, was he with the squad today?
Yeah, it wasn't even.
He did not travel to Germany. He's hurt. Same with
No, I know.
Odegaard
I'm just
and,
saying
you
in
know-
general. In general, like
yeah.
I'm like, you guys are still relying on Trossard to create something. Like Trossard, how old is he? Like 33? How old is Trossard? I'm very curious.
How old
I don't
is
even know how old he is.
Great question,
But
actually.
also, as well, you mentioned Havertz. I also think, like, even outside, I don't even know if you're going to win by untapping Gyökeres. I think you're going to win by putting Havertz. I can't speak to how he's been consistently week in for out for you this year, but we're talking about that we talked about that Champions League, whatever it is. Havertz has that. He's clinical. I think when he needs to be, he's a big moment player. He's been there, done that. Where like that's someone where if I'm missing this Arsenal squad, we're like I'm really starved for someone for that moment. Maybe Havertz is the guy. I don't know. I don't blame any Arsenal fans for being like,
he is. I think he is.
I think he is. But I don't know.
I think he is. And if I'm Arsenal right now, I think he needs to start. I think he needs to start. I love.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that, honestly.
But either you have to change it to where he's playing, even though he's not a great 10, because again, I don't think he has like that he doesn't have that fluidity to like just create a chance like that. But his link up and the fact of his height, his passing, his ability, his one touch, his movements around the area, I think having him as a second striker behind a Gyökeres can definitely work. And even if you want to keep Eze on that side, I think he needs to start on the left. You need creativity and just players with moments. And I think barring a Rice and Saka when he's on it, I think Havertz is the next guy because I don't think Gyökeres at this point of his time is just going to do that. I mean, who knows? Maybe he comes up with the hat trick in this game. We're like, oh, there you go. But
yeah.
But our team's really going to be focusing on that. That's why I'm very curious if they do match up against a Barca because we've seen in the Barca, and we'll talk about Barca soon after we take a quick break here. But we saw in that Barca game too is if you can hurt that team through transition. So maybe a Martinelli does start, but who knows? It really depends on matchups. But again, being clinical, being efficient, and that fluid football. But when it goes up against these blow block teams, I don't know, man. Arsenal that's their kryptonite. That's really their kryptonite.
Yeah, but I will have to go back. Oh, sorry. What's up?
No, I was gonna say final thoughts on before you move on from Arsenal because
Oh boy, I was just saying we just did not look. We didn't look. There was no aggressiveness. There was a lot of. I feel like we sat back a lot. There was a lot of. We were kind of on our toes, or on our heels actually. Kind of heels that got us, and Leverkusen took advantage of that very early in the second half. First minute, 46th minute, they score off a corner. Don't be wrong. Like, who was it? Who scored? I forgot his name. Because I know he got a yellow early.
Adrit.
Yeah, Andrich. He had great running behind the box, right behind. Great back post run, was right there for the header. But again, I'm surprised Arsenal was able to hold him off. I thought because again, I saw Arsenal. They kind of changed. They kind of like, oh shoot, do we keep it 1-0 or do we try to score? And again, they did try to score, but again, they were just too sloppy in the final third. They missed a lot of passes, and I think they also their front three, they were not making runs. I think their midfielders were not making runs as they should have. They were missing a lot of aggressiveness. They were not running into that box. They were not getting people into that box, getting open. They were not.
Yeah. In the wise word of our only viewer right now, Frank Barrier. Shout out to Frank, man, my guy.
I agree.
That they're overconfident, and maybe that's what it is, man. Maybe it's a bit of the overconfidence in this Bayer Leverkusen team, but I agree. I think just a little bit more fluidity. I think a little bit more of a spark, and just a little bit of a wake up call to just be like, you know what, let's take a little bit more risks here. I know we fumbled games here and there trying to play this attacking football. We want to play really deep, but let's go out and let's go attack. Let's do something. But I think with the way they're playing, that might be affecting their offensive players. Because I remember Martinelli was still a decent player. Mm-hmm. You had Trossard coming in decently. Saka was at his best. But is it the way they're playing, the way they're set up, or is it just something else that we don't know yet? So,
yeah.
But I will say, I think for Arsenal this coming summer, I do expect them they need one more major sign. I think they're going to need a big player this coming summer. Because even if they do win everything, a left winger, yeah, I
we need a good left winger.
Yeah, I don't know who you guys get besides maybe a Rafael Leao. That's the only guy I'm like, Arsenal. If you get him,
I'm-
cool.
I'm
And
not gonna
Rodrigo's got
start
the
talking
picture
about-
too.
That is
on.
a dream to get layout. That is a dream.
Every team should be looking at Diamande right now from Leipzig. I don't know how you don't invest in someone like that. I've seen him perform week in, week out. He's young. Like I don't know if team someone like that's going to be coming up and be sold this window that's like as technical as him on the ball. Like this kid is. I think he's legit.
Cool. I like that.
That's
that.
who I throw the pick at.
Yeah, there are mentions also as well as they could be also focused on the Prem, which is a good point too. I mean, maybe that's why they're very conservative. Maybe
if they don't win the Prem, Arteta's getting sacked, so that's probably
that is
why.
true. He is probably under that pressure as well. I'm actually curious, Jude.
Yeah,
I'm very curious to know from your opinion, right?
Yeah,
and I'll bring it back to the original counter right here. Prem or UCL?
I would love both.
Speak for all Arsenal fans.
For all Arsenal fans, I think
Prem, after how many years, how long you guys have been investing in this thing?
You guys had to be undefeated the last time to win the
honestly,
Prem. Or something that you've never won before.
I still think the owners are going to be like, but you didn't win the Prem, and they're going to still get a sack him. So I think Prem.
Wow.
Prem. I'd honestly have the Prem because if we have the Prem, that means more. That can get us the attention from players coming in. It could give us more attention. What if they finally won the Prem? They finally won the Prem, but now can they win the Prem? And maybe can they win the Prem again? And maybe the Champions League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. I also think
honestly, but the thing is, we also have the FA Cup and we also have the Carabao Cup.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if we don't win the UCL, I would want to win the Prem and probably the FA Cup.
I think the hard part for you guys too, if I can add on as well, is the fact that you guys are like probably on the easier side of the bracket for the Champions League. So
100%.
It's 100%. So like you have to. It's like almost like okay, it's like the Premier League. You're up by 4 to 5 points.
Yeah,
it's on the same thing with the La Liga. You're with the bracket. You're like, oh, well, you're on the easier side. So like, it's like, okay, you have to get to the final.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, there's an objectively easier side, but I'd say once you reach the knockout stage, there's no easy matchup in the Champions League knockout.
Oh, I agree.
These teams are
That's
quality.
Another one, yeah.
To add to your point,
no. I'm saying in terms of like names and in terms of like
it is do or die in the Champions League.
But also look at how the other Prem teams have performed in the Champions League. Liverpool's up for going out. Chelsea's probably going to go out, and City's probably going to go out. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to try. You know, they hate when Americans get in the minds of like UK people, so I apologize ahead of time. But like, I also think the Prem, like the English people, really only care about the Champions League when another English team wins it or is going far in it. And I honestly think that like if they go out here or they go out, they don't win it, and Chelsea doesn't win it, and City doesn't win it, and Liverpool doesn't win it. Who cares? The Prem people, I think their circles aren't going to care. Arsenal winning the league and maybe even getting a triple, winning the FA Cup, winning the Carabao Cup, and keeping it more Premier based. Like, yeah, that's huge. Take that step.
I'll take a domestic treble. I will take a domestic treble. I will. I will take it. I will. That's what I want, and I would love again if we are able to win the Prem and Champions League or get the actual treble.
Yeah, we would. I think I would not be a part of that episode.
I've been waiting for this.
No, I will not be part of. If you guys win both of that, God, if you win the treble, oh my God,
bro.
And for you, I'll be happy for you because I fuck with you. Like, no, seriously, like I fuck with you but I'm just talking about those loudy, noisy Arsenal fans on Twitter. Or I can't stand or on TikTok too.
Dude, they pissed me off. I'm gonna be honest, they pissed me off too.
They even got you mess. Okay, you're the good ones. You're one of the good ones.
Oh, I
was gonna say, yeah. Go ahead.
We are delusional. I'm gonna be. I am delusional. I'm also a Bills fan, of course. I'm a Bills fan too. We're delusional. What's even worse, I'm also a Ferrari fan. When it comes to F1, I am the definition of like, oh yeah, I'm a part of the most delusional fan bases. Bills, Arsenal, and Ferrari. Like, what is this?
I was gonna say, I think I saw an Arsenal fan today on Twitter like, yeah, hey, I think we should sell Saka and try to buy Elise. And I'm like, yeah, you want to sell the worst player and buy a better player? That's how every team operates. Like, it's like that sort of stuff where they have these like huge big brain thoughts where I'm like, shut up, you talk like a 10-year-old. Like, what are we doing here? But
no, they think it's
Oh, if I have to hear one more Liverpool fan talk about how they're going to buy Elise, I'm going to flip my lid.
They're not getting Elise. I'm sorry, they're not getting Elise.
Sorry.
Liverpool's
No, you're good,
not
man.
getting him.
No way anybody's getting a
There's
Bayern
no-
are not going to let him go.
Bayern
Just
are
like that.
not letting him go.
If he goes to a
There's-
Barca, he goes to Madrid. I'm not going to be mad. You know, I understand there's a little bit of a hierarchy, and
I
those
would have
can
loved
always
to see
crack
Ole
doors,
in Madrid.
but for sure. I think my roommate too is also
Yeah,
a
for sure.
Ferrari fan.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Miggy, bro. Shout out to you, brother. Oh, that is funny.
that is fun.
All right, before we move on, I will take a quick look. You know, always we got to do the sponsorship to our main man himself. So please, as always, for all our listeners out there, please go follow Stone Pictures, man. Robin, thank you so much for all the hard work you've been putting in these last few months that we started this podcast. We're in episode 30, so please go follow the main man himself. We don't call him Robin here; we call him Batman. He's the GOAT. Our producer, our editor, always publishing on YouTube, and for this time, I will be, helping out with like the YouTube part, but always putting it on Spotify, our TikToks, our Instagram Reels as well. Shout out to you, Robin Stone, and we love you, man. And part of this 30 celebration wouldn't be without you, brother. So thank you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite Batman villain?
Ooh,
Speaking of
Favorite
Batman,
Batman
who's your
villain?
favorite Batman
Joker,
villain?
come on,
Speaking
bro.
of Batman,
Joker.
Bro, honestly, I only know Joker.
okay.
What's yours, Isaac? What's yours?
It's got to be
Dude.
Mr. Freeze. Come on.
Mr. Free. Oh, that's a good one.
On an emotional level, I don't think Batman's had to deal with a victim not a villain that has as good of a heart as he does, and I think that creates a lot of interesting dynamics between the two characters.
I like Matt Reeves' version of Riddler a lot.
Yeah.
I really like Two-Face.
Yeah.
I really
No,
like
Oh,
Two-Face.
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 Two-Face
Oh, I
is great.
forgot about Two-Face. Yeah, no.
That
Two-Face.
guy, he's such
Bro's
a
low-key
good,
a philosopher.
Scarecrow.
I'm not-
but Arkham Knight Scarecrow.
Ooh, okay. Jude knows ball. That's good. That's some good
I'm a
stuff.
DC fan. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's good. That's some good stuff right there. I got the Swamp Thing books right behind me. I got like a bunch of Teen Titans, like Judas Contract, all that stuff on me right now.
I have what is it? I think I have like the complete Superman Red Sun comic.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, you
That's-
know ball. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been reading any of the
I do know
Absolute
Ball.
stuff?
What's up?
Have you been reading any of the Absolute stuff?
I have not.
I got
No.
the first Absolute Batman. I'm starting that. I got to start that soon at some point. But
Dude,
I've heard those are phenomenal.
Dude, that Batman build is insane.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
You know what else?
his emblem is
No,
an
you're good.
axe.
No,
Like,
you're
come
good.
on.
No, you're good, man. I like that you're talking about like insanity,
No, you're
crazy
good.
villains.
You're
You know,
good.
also villains.
Focus on football.
Man, Galatasaray, man.
Oh.
Those guys are villains.
Damn, Jeffrey, you called it. You called it.
They're villains.
Yeah. How are they villains if you pick them? You root for evil?
That's right.
No, they're villains for any Premier League fans. Or,
They
like,
really are.
Nah. You're telling me. I know I have Liverpool winning. Listen, I know I had Liverpool winning.
It's a no, Galatasaray. They don't have the players. And Liverpool, they don't have. They have their moments.
That's the neutral me that was talking. If
Jeff,
it was
there's
the
no leg.
Premier League and especially the Man United me that was talking, you think I wouldn't be obnoxious about it? Oh my goodness, bro.
This is
Liverpool,
one of my favorite-
Loserpool, back at it again. Oh my days. Another round of 16 exit. This time, you're not even going to win the Prem, and you're also not going to make it anywhere close to the champ. Actually, no,
All
I
right,
shouldn't-
United fan.
maybe I
Pipe
shouldn't
down,
get that
pipe
far
down.
ahead. I shouldn't get
Yeah,
that
there's
far
no
ahead.
leg. Don't jinx it yet.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
yo,
first of all,
if there's any Liverpool fans that are like watching our stream right now,
yes, they are. Yes, we got a good friend Frank. That's a
well,
Liverpool
hey,
fan.
I still have you guys. I still have you guys.
You don't
winning
want to
the
kick
second
out
leg.
one of our viewers out here, man. 'cause
I'm just waiting for a comment to pop up.
All I'm gonna say
Me
is
too. Me too. Honestly.
I have you guys winning at Anfield 3-0 and progressing through to quarterfinals. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, continue.
No, but as much as I love my guy, bro, I'm still not getting away from criticizing this team because oh my god, are they? I said it. I said they're weak defensively. They're what you say, Jude? Sorry, my
Almost
bad.
I had a rating of 6.5.
Look, I don't take
I
my
expect
best
more from him.
No,
As
no,
an Arsenal fan, I expect more from Soboslai.
hold up. Look, please, Robert, let me get back here. Give me 1 second. I gotta put you on timeout, Jude, for a moment because. Please, when we're using FootMob, it's for the sake of seeing the lineups and maybe some of the specific stats. But we are not super fans of FootMob because I think they don't tell the full story for a game. I just need to clarify that.
Bro, went big screen.
Just to clarify, please. Because I'm not a big FootMob fan. I'm not a big fan of like, oh, he had a 7.2. That means he was good. No. I didn't see the full game. Now was Soboslai amazing? By any means, no, he was not amazing. But I will not I'm not gonna give my full opinion to say he was awful based on the 6.6.
But
I will, and let me tell you another example. The fact that these two got a 7s and a 7.2, that's why I do not take this app serious, because they were atrocious that game.
Didn't Konate get like dropped?
They were awful.
I'm gonna be honest. I just look. I use one football, and one football put him at a 3.3.
Wait, what? What do you?
One football put him at a 3.3 for Soboslai.
Out of 5, right? I'm pretty sure those are out of 5s. But
oh my god!
Wow.
Jeez, man. But look, man, I've said this about this Liverpool team. Defensively, they're so awful. Konate, I don't know what has happened to him in the last year to be this bad. Like, this was a Madrid target that I was dreaming of. I would have said, please bring me a Konate. Van Dijk, please turn up. The decline of Van Dijk is on the horizon. I don't know, or maybe the contract got to his head, which I guess makes sense. But I expect way more from Konate. You have all the talent, and you have all the physical talents, ability, and you're performing like this, brother?
See, the thing is,
Upamecano took your chain. Upamecano took your chain, bro. Upamecano's better than you now.
Upa's been having his chain. Don't act like Konate was ever better than Upa. I don't want to hear that.
That's not true.
No. No.
I personally think yes, especially last year.
Yeah, you can be wrong sometimes.
And then the year prior, and then we always said like the injuries has always been plaguing him. That was the
year prior when we won the league and he was like arguably a top 5 player for us last year.
Why
did you guys come looking for him in the summer? You tried to sign him. You're just mad because you couldn't sign him on a free, and then he came back to play for us.
That's what I said. This year we wanted to get him. This year, but now he's
don't act like I hadn't seen those rumors. Like those have been around for 2 years now. You guys were wanting.
I think before he went to Bayern. Before he went to Bayern, for sure. Yes.
Yeah, we're lying on the timeline now.
We're not gonna get into this. I love you, bro.
Why was it compared to Upa Maguire then? Like Harry Maguire, Upa Maguire. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, what are you gonna say now?
He's cleared that.
Upa Maguire.
He's a top 4 player for us this year. Top 5 player for us.
I agree. No, this year Upa's been absolutely amazing. Definitely a Francis
quite literally our defense.
Yeah, he quite literally.
The reason we can play
for France too. I don't know who France are going to deploy now too, and for France as well. Because I don't know who they got.
Who was getting started over Konate? Who was playing over Konate for the French team?
That's true. You might.
So we want to talk about that. Sorry, Jeff.
You might be right. No,
Saliba.
Maybe they knew something.
Yeah,
Saliba and Upa.
100% Saliba.
Oh, that's a
100% Saliba.
But man, all I'm gonna say is if Konate were to join Real Madrid, he'll still clear whatever they have cooking at the back line right now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously. But still, that doesn't deny the fact that he's just been awful this year. Like, just absolutely awful. Decision making at fault for the first goal. And then even in those transition counterattacks, I think this is the one thing I will say, and why I'm worried about my pick with Galatasaray is the fact that they're not very decisive and clinical in those counterattacks, which I know you can say that for every team when they have a bunch of opportunities and stuff, but no, they're actually one of the worst when it comes to decision making and counterattacks. So I am scared for them when they do go back to Anfield, because I wanted them to get a little nice 2-0, 3-0, or 3-1 result at their home ground, but a 1-0 makes me a little bit nervous, but still, who knows? Maybe it doesn't matter. Anfield just has not been that place for the last few years now and last few seasons, I think, in terms of just being that mighty, potent, like, atmosphere. I think that's a myth, in my opinion. No offense. I just think it's been a myth.
Bro, it's been more than a minute, bro.
I think it's a myth, but...
Like, bro, we cooked them last year, or this season.
Yeah, you guys have beaten them in that. Yeah.
And we were, like, in our depths bad, bro.
Even Bayern atmosphere is scarier than Anfield. I'll say that.
Bayern's definitely. I'm going to ask you an interesting one.
I agree with Jeff on that.
Even the Emirates is scarier now than Anfield.
Everton or Liverpool environment? Who are you taking? Let's make
Everton.
it real.
Everton, bro. Everton.
Everton.
Everton. Yeah.
Brother, we won that. Even though recently we won that game 1-0, like last month, I just remember being like, my goodness, these dudes are like loud the whole night, dude. I could like hear everything, their chants, like. It must have been like electrifying to play there.
I think it's their stadium. I think it's their new stadium that's helping them.
No, even Goodison Park, bro. Even Goodison Park was like crazy.
I bet. Because I remember when I went to see Arsenal a few years ago, I was at Palace's stadium, and even that was loud. I'm like, what? It was nuts. Arsenal still won that game. I'll take that.
Let's go.
Off an order card, man.
But going back to Liverpool, I think they still have hope, obviously, because again you have players that can make a difference, especially Hugo Ekitike. Salah has the experience, but I just don't think he has the legs, which I'm not gonna go to. You know what? You guys that are crapping on Salah, man, you guys are lame. You guys are lame people. We know Salah's deficiencies since he turned 32. Since 2022, we knew Salah has changed his game as no longer this touchline winger. We know he's an inside forward that's, contributing in the final third. Why are we crapping on a Premier League legend like this?
Yeah,
He's trying to do his best. Maybe he should leave. Maybe he should have sat down. Maybe he should take a different role. But we know his limitations. Why are we picking on the guy?
Un momento. Wait, what is going on? Because yesterday in the car, you were basically telling me a complete 180 of what you're saying right now. You were absolutely trashing on Salah. I was trying to give him a lot of credit, and you were like, nah, Salah has been this, Salah has been that, Salah has been that.
Yeah, he's been awful. There's no denying that. But
what is going
again,
on?
there's no point to argue. There's no point to argue about this anymore. My podcast, on my show, I'm not going to say oh, Salah's off. Like, we know what he is. He's no longer this creative. He's no longer that touchline winger. He's no longer this spark that he is. And when the goals are dried up, there's nothing for a game. Like that's the unfortunate part. He can't be his man anymore. That's why I would like him to be like almost like a second striker behind like Hugo Ekitike, because I think that could work out. But he doesn't, and that's okay.
Brother has this like assumption that once a man turns 30, if you were a winger before, you just can't play the.
Please tell me how good Salah's been this year. Please tell me.
I'm not talking about this year. I'm just saying in general. I'm not talking about this year. Like, you don't need like pace and whatever to like be a good winger.
I know that, but that's not my point.
I disagree.
Salah has this.
I don't know though.
Yes,
I think it's gonna be a mix of both. It's got to be a mix of both. I'm sorry, as a winger, you gotta have both.
Yeah,
you have to have both. Exactly.
You have to have both. Bro. As a winger, you have to have.
Bro, y'all making it sound like Salah runs like Victor Yokers, bro. Like I'm not having it, bro.
Aritra or something like that.
Can we look at the stats? I'm gonna pull this up right now.
Again,
I don't
I'm not talking about this year. You're talking about the last 4 or 5 years. Yes, I know this.
Because that's what he's been. Because he was quicker, he was a little bit more explosive, and he had a little bit of edge to him. But he doesn't have that anymore.
Yes.
Because Arne Slot like literally shut down his confidence.
Aritra, no, because he got worse physically. It makes sense. How old is he? 34? And he probably needs to now move up more to another striker role. He's a clinical
finisher. As a second striker, honestly. If
he probably would be.
If they really want Saka to put out goals, they have to put 2 up front.
Yeah, like that's my thing with him. It's just he's not the same player, and that's okay. Like look at what I said about Rafinha. I don't think Rafinha is the same player that he used to be when he was at Leeds, and when he went to Barca, he got his change taken from playing that right wing spot and moved to left. You know why he moved to left? So he can go close to the box and be that final third player, which a Salah, which a Rafinha is. And guess what? I want Mbappe to do that as well. And guess who else is going to be doing that shit as well? A Vinny's going to be doing that thing as well. You know why? Because he's starting to lose his pace and his power too. But guess what? When they're near the edge of the box and they're in that decisive moments to make a pass or to just beat the man with a little dribble or the finish, that's how they're effective. And you got to find ways to suit that. And maybe Saka needs that too.
Okay, so you want Salah to move to left wing instead?
That's not what I'm saying. I said you got to figure out a way to get him closer to the area. But even this year, he hasn't been that efficient too inside the box. That's what I'm saying with Salah. Look at Michael Olise, for example. Michael Olise has all the reason he's been so efficient is because physically he's in the peak of his prime right now. He's running down that wing. He's physical. He's strong. He can beat his man. He has the mobility and the agility. Salah does not have that. It's gone. And that's why he's not contributing that he used to. Now, can he deliver a moment of brilliance when he's inside those areas and he can give you a goal? Without question, which is why he's still a dangerous player, which is why they still have hope for Anfield. But at this rate, it's not going to work out to win the UCL. No way. Impossible. Because he hasn't been on it. But I think he can still contribute in some way. Maybe off the bench. Maybe closer to the box. In some way, you gotta find a way to get him going.
We introed this segment about how we're not going to talk about how Salah's age is playing. We got to stop talking about his age and his performance, and then we.
I know, but
how his age affects his performance for the next 5 minutes.
He took a page out of.
I was literally following along the agenda, and now I'm getting blamed for
I
it.
think the only thing I have on Saka is I don't think he should have won that Puskas.
What? Okay.
Oh, stop.
You
Oh,
said
no,
Saka.
yeah.
I got
So,
Hey, all the Egyptians are voting for him and stuff. All the Liverpool fans, Egyptians. I get it why he won it.
Don't
But,
get me wrong, it was an amazing goal. Amazing
no, it
goal.
wasn't amazing, but he should have not won it. I completely
Thank
agree.
you,
There were
thank
so
you.
many. Bell should have been. No, that salad goal was so. I'm not gonna talk about salad.
all
Salad-
right. Can you
Well,
relax?
thank you for the
Everybody-
confirmation.
That's it.
Share your final
But,
thoughts about this game, and let's go to the other 6 games, fellas. 46.
Yeah. No, but shout out to
50
Galatasaray.
minutes.
I think they were good. We'll see them at Anfield. See if they can be clinical enough because I think they could hurt them in the counterattack. We've seen it a lot at Anfield throughout this whole entire season, which is why they're in the position that they're at, Liverpool. But I do need better, especially from the wingers. I know Lang and Yilmaz, they're bringing the pace and the power over this guy over here, who I just don't rate. And then obviously Joe Gomez. I mean, what am I going to say?
Hungarian propaganda. It's okay.
Yeah, but
Also,
Okay.
real quick, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, shout out to the Galatasaray fans for that tifo. I think that was like a really
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
touch to
Oh my
Osimhen.
love that tifo.
That was
Loved
awesome to see,
that was a beautiful
and,
thing.
and that was a great way to like really get the game started. And
No, completely.
bro
agree.
popped off. That was good.
But the next game, obviously,
Oh,
Best my
Wow, a little sneak distance because I
Best
called
watch right
me and
there.
Aritra call you out. We're not talking
wait
United
for
now.
that. Wait for that game.
oh my god!
Ever.
Oh,
Brother.
you know what?
brother,
You know what?
I'll never forget this day because Jeff and I were watching that game. We're on our way back home from the gym, and I just remember we had the Barca and Newcastle game on, but every single time I was going back to the FootMob app. Oh my God, Atletico scored 1. Oh my God, Atletico scored 2. Oh my God, they just scored the third one. Oh my God, it's 4-0 right now in the span of like 10 minutes. I was like, what is happening? And then obviously we go back home later that night and find out like what really happened. And man, I wanted to cry for Tottenham. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I wanted to cry
I'm-
for
I'm
them.
laughing- Oh my! I know we have the Arsenal fan here, so I know he was.
Yeah.
But Kinski, more like.
I'm gonna be talking shit the entire time. I'm sorry. As long as you're talking about, I'll be keep talking.
Oh
shit.
my god! Also, I do have to say this, bro. I know a lot of Tottenham fans were like, obviously they're not gonna fully put the blame on this what I'm about to say, but like, holy crap, was the pitch so awful in the even today at Madrid? I don't know what's going on with the Madrid pitches. They've been so awful, slippery.
Bro, you guys,
Oh
you
my
guys clearly
God,
paid the refs
awful.
and the groundsmen to like just make
Boil
it
it up
extra
a few.
wet and have all that dew points and everything. Just like cook the pitch up, bro, just so that people can slip and score easy goals.
God, it was awful. But oh my god, poor. I wish we had a goalkeeper expert here. I mean, Kobe would have been awesome for this, but obviously, he's not. Yeah. He's probably taking a retirement. Shout out to our guy Kobe Gaines. Send our prayers out to him, man. I don't even know why. I just feel sorry for him.
Fan.
I don't know. It's just I don't know how you get back from this. I really don't know.
You don't.
Wait, FootMob put him at a 2.7.
Brother.
I don't know. I just want to see. I want to see it compared to One Football. I low-key just want to see.
Yeah, I don't know what one
Okay.
football. I don't know how one football rates him, but
Jude, what
a
did
little
you
bit
think?
more
Of that?
harsh.
I'm curious. Like, what did you think about that as that was happening and like your emotions and stuff?
Pure joy. Pure joy.
Damn.
I had a practice for club soccer
Yeah.
later that night, and whatever our starting striker is a Tottenham fan. He wore his kit to practice, and
Wow.
we were clowning his ass the entire practice. And like,
why are
he
you picking
eventually
on a
had to
dead
take off
man?
his
Why are
kit.
you picking on a dead man?
He eventually
Honestly-
took off his kit.
Honestly,
on.
respect to bro, because I remember back in 2021 when the
Ooh.
Lakers got eliminated, like straight up eliminated from the playoffs. That was the team with like Russell Westbrook and like
Oh,
every,
yeah.
like, legends that you can think of. Obviously they weren't clearly fit for the game or whatever. I remember the day when we got fully eliminated from the playoffs. And the next day I like wore my Lakers shirt, and people were like, "Man, like why would you do this? Like why would you rep it?" I'm like, dude, the team needs me more at our lowest points than it needs us at our highest points.
Yeah.
So shout out to your striker for still repping the team. He's a real
Yeah,
one.
shout out to him, man.
He
And
is a real one. He is a real one, but
yeah.
I mean, we had a very early St. Tottenham's Day this year. It was great. I'll say that again. The earliest one.
Well, you know what's funny too? I was like, man, there goes my 5-0 prediction because I thought they'd at least score 3, and then maybe they just take it easy in the second game. But
I'm honestly,
of course, Tottenham scored 2 goals.
Shutout. I don't like seeing pure humiliation in Champions League. I don't like to see it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like to see it, especially in the Champions League. I want it. If it's a humiliation, it's got to be. It's got to be against like top seed versus bottom seed, and even then, I still don't want to see it.
I completely agree.
As much as like, because you have to have, if you want to be playing in the Champions League, if you are playing in the Champions League, you have to be competitive. You have to be, and for Tottenham, like honestly, as much as I hate Tottenham, props for them to getting into the round of 16 with the state their club is in. I will have to.
They scored 2 goals, man. They scored 2 goals.
I will have to give it to them
for
the state that their club is in right now, with how poor their managing has been, and how bad their front office has been. With not, like, what are you doing? Like, you're a Big 6 club. What are you doing with your academy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? That is honestly, as if you are a big club or any club for that matter, you should be putting money into your academy. Because one, you can produce amazing talents. I mean, we've seen it with, like, again, Arsenal with Saka. Alex Dowman, 15 years old. Oh my God. Amazing player. But even Eze was a hell-end product. Like, why aren't you investing into your academy?
Or playing them at least. And I think that's what we've I don't want to go too much into Tottenham because we've already said our things about them through the countless times with Kobe and myself and Isaac and Ciaran as well, but with Aritra too. But no, I completely agree. I think right now what we're seeing from them is they just got to survive. They're gonna have to pick up some points in some way or some manner. And they need a spark from somewhere. And like you said, Jude, I think the academy is one way to go because I think that's how Tottenham is. That's a team that, yes, they've bought in players, but I think the main chunk of why they've been so successful in the past is through the academy, like getting young players like Bale, like Kane, like even buying like a young player in Son when he was like no offense to him, like a name in the Bundesliga, and then look how he became one of the best wingers in Prem history. So this is where I expect them, and I hope Igor does this.
I hope still surprised they got rid of him.
Yeah, me too.
I
don't know.
I'm just sorry that Son has raised a generation of South Koreans as fans of Tottenham. Like, I feel like that's the worst thing he could have ever done to his home country. Like, I'm sorry that they just have to wake up and watch that every week. And now he's gone. Like, I don't blame you if you just stop. No offense. Like, you're not tied to that. It's not. Yeah, you shouldn't have to put yourself through that. Simply put, with this game, this is what happens when the 16th, one of the worst teams in the Prem, play one of the best teams in Spain. It's simply that's just how this is the type of result you should expect.
I agree, but it's like, bro, 3 of those goals were so preventable.
I'm sorry, this team could get relegated. I wish, I know, again, people are coming at us. They don't understand. This team could get relegated. If you don't fire your manager, you are getting relegated. Tudor does not know what he's doing. I don't know what his man selection. Why are you playing a 3-back versus Atletico on the road? How did you think that was ever going to work?
And you started your backup keeper who last played back in October.
Who's 22, has never played before, and then you sub him off after that? I don't even care how bad it is. You know,
he lost the locker room.
He honestly did. Honestly,
when you have Joe Hart, when you have every single goalkeeper, when you have Peter Schmeichel saying he's never really ever seen like that before, you're a joke.
Yeah.
You have executive. The owner said he's going to leave it up to the executives to get rid of him. You're playing Liverpool. Congratulations, you're losing again this week, most likely. Where does it end with this team? Even the teams below you have better form than you recently. Wake up. I'm seeing more content creators talk about the squad. There's a real chance you're getting relegated. This team is bad. It's simply put bad.
Yeah, but we're gonna move on from Tottenham because I'm. If we continue, Colin, I think we're gonna completely lose track of time because I can't with them right now. They're just a joke. I guess we'll go into Newcastle, Barca. As we kind of expected, a tough game for Barca because of the environment that St. James's Park brings. With the physicality in the midfield, especially with Ramsey. I think Joelinton was absolutely amazing in that game. And then obviously with Barca, I said the one thing that they're really going to lack is the physicality from a De Jong. And I know Bernal is a nice little piece here and there from the academy, but De Jong is just a different animal. And you saw with how alone and isolated you just felt that Pedri was a lot in this game. And the fact that Barca just really couldn't get a grasp into the. I think this is one of the worst matches. And again, it's the physicality and the way you can hurt this team, which is like if you press them well from the start, if you can get at their wingers, mark them up tight, and then just hit them on the break and be as efficient as you can, you're going to get a positive result. And that's what Newcastle did. Now, they should have won. They should have won, but you don't deserve to win when you give away a stupid penalty like that and when you're not clinical. And, Aritra, you want to mention this because...
Yeah. Let me get into this. Eddie Howe, what is wrong with you? What the hell am I seeing in that front three? I mean, Harvey Barnes is fine, but just because that man Osula scores one banger against Man United, you give him a Champions League round of 16 start against Barcelona. Are you out of your mind? And no Anthony Gordon. When I saw that lineup, I thought like, okay, maybe Anthony Gordon, he must have had some kind of like either a suspension, maybe he had a little knock in training. That's why he's not starting. I didn't see any news. I didn't see any updates. And I was like, wow, like this man, what is he doing? What is he do? The man who scored 4 goals in one game. 4 goals in one game for you, and you do not start him against
Now you're making me mad.
Against a high-powered, high-scoring Barca team. You're lucky that they didn't put like more than 2-3 goals past you. Like, yes, you defend them well. Yes, you contain them well.
But you could have fucking put 3 past them.
But at Camp Nou, exactly, you could have left this game 3-1 lead, but now you're going to Camp Nou, and you're probably going to lose that game 3-1. Good job.
And I think we predicted this. We said, I know I said 3-3 with more goals. I know, Richard, your prediction's probably out the window now with that 7. Unless they go to the Camp Nou and score like 6. But I don't know. Honestly, with this Newcastle team, who knows, man? But
yeah,
I think my favorite thing
guess
is that
we were right that we knew they were going to get some result because, again, the environment, the energy, the pace. But when they go to Camp Nou,
yeah, like Anthony Alenga, I mean, like we talked about this. Like, he only has 1 assist in the Prem. 1 assist. No goals, just 1 assist. And his only goal was in the Carabao Cup. That's it. He's only there for pace.
Against who?
Fine. Against Barcelona, which fine. Okay, if you're going to use him in the pace, you hit him on the counter from the high line. Okay, but at least have somebody like Anthony Gordon that can like finish those chances for you. My goodness.
The fact that he didn't put Gordon, that's just embarrassing. Like, how do you not put in there a Gordon? How?
The funniest thing I saw with Alenga was I think that was at the same. This game was like around the same time the trend of like, oh, like imagine the American like hood or like the average American athlete like discovers soccer. You don't know how good we are at. And I saw someone describe Alenga as he's the exact type of person where if you took like the average athletic American and made him play soccer, he plays exactly like he does. It's all pace, literally nothing else. That's how. And I'm like, dang, exactly. To be just called an average American on football Twitter might be the worst thing. One of the worst insults I think I've ever seen someone be called. Outside of like obviously anything extreme or like a slur. But man, that was bad. He's just bad.
No, he's awful. That's why United got rid of him. How much did you get from him? Like 40, 50 for him? Oh God.
No. Well, that's Nottingham Forest sold him for 55 mil. But I think we also got like a 20-30% sell on from there. So a decent amount of business. And I think we sold him to Nottingham for like 15 mil or something. So maybe we get like 20-22 mil out of it. Not bad. Return, I guess.
Still, the fact that he was above more than 30s is a joke.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
God, awful player, stinky player. I'm sorry, Alenga, you're ass. I'm sorry. You and I'm sorry. I know Barnes scored, but even he's garbage. Just garbage wingers, man. Just pace and nothing else. No IQ. No creativity, just running behind, and that's it. Like Martinelli. I put Martinelli in that rank. Sorry, dude, but I just have to.
No, yeah, you're good.
I just have to.
I do have to get going, though. Sorry to interrupt.
Dude, it was an honor, man, brother.
Thank you for having me,
man. Good luck to your teams, man.
Yes,
We cannot say the team's name, obviously, for special reasons, but I hope you guys lose, if you know what I mean. Because
Okay.
Not really.
I was honestly before I got in here, I was really debating on wearing the Del Piero kit.
Nice.
Dude, you've been a superstar when it comes to bringing on the jersey. So you've been inspiring us.
I might. Do y'all want to see the kit real quick before I head out?
Yeah, go before.
Hold up.
And then as you bring on the
I
jersey.
love this kit.
Oh, dude.
Hold up. Let me put you guys. Oh, that is awesome.
That's sick.
I love this.
The long sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
At the line, ball if you put the long sleeve as well.
What's up?
Shout out to you, brother. No, ball when you put the long sleeve in there as well.
Oh yeah.
People who get long sleeves are goated. That's what I'm saying.
I love the long sleeves. I got it. I need more kids with long sleeves.
All right, we expect a hat trick from you, okay, man? A complete Federer birthday hat trick from you, brother.
Hopefully.
Or a Hurricane double.
Right,
We need that too.
All right,
man. Don't play like Martinelli today. Or Saka. Show Saka levels. Shoot, show Alanga levels. You probably do more than Alanga. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
I play on the left. I play on the left. So.
Oh, so better than Alanga.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, man.
All right. Thank you. See you, boys. Thank you.
Man, on to our next game here with Bayern and Atalanta.
Munching.
I mean, I don't even think there's much to say, honestly, Isaac. I mean, just dominant.
Yeah, just take it away.
Best defensive team in the world.
I think
6 goals.
Was it you, Jeff, or was it Jude that said like you don't like watching humiliation in the Champions League? And I got to push back. I love watching humiliation in the Champions League. It's one of the funniest things to watch. Because sports isn't supposed to be stressful in essence. It will be stressful. You're going to put emotions into it. I love a nice game where I can kick back. Oh, we're up 3-0 at halftime. Okay, cool. Let me put my feet up, get a nice little drink, watch the second half. Oh, it's 6-1. They don't score till the 93rd minute. Now I'm worried we have some injuries after this game. I was only able to catch the first half. I was ended up working graphics for a wonderful men's lacrosse game at St. Bonaventure. I'll shout them out briefly. Getting an overtime.
Shout out to my guy who scored the game winner. Shout out to him, man.
Or Miracle was in what was it?
He was in our film class.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the specific.
Shout out to oh my God, what's my guy's name?
Shout out to Kevin Vogel.
Yeah, shout out to you, Kevin. Hey, yo, Kevin Vogel, man. We're gonna send him the link, bro. Hey, yo, Kevin Vogel, if you're listening, we love you, man.
Top 5 professor. No, top 3 professor at Bonaventure.
Yeah. I'll put Craig. No. I won't say names. We don't like to. You don't want to get the people mad.
Anyway, back to some.
We gotta ask him next time. What's his team, man? We gotta ask him that. Honestly, I'm curious to know if he has a team for soccer.
I know, Jeff. You don't like mobs, but I mean, look at all the green there. I think speaks for itself. This is a game that you don't even have Harry Kane going into, and you throw in Nicholas Jackson, and you still put up 6 goals.
Quickly before you go into we don't know the news yet. Was he just benched just to rest?
No, he had like a muscle injury or something like that. He had been dealing with recently. I also think he was available off the bench. They just didn't need to play him because of the scoreline. I think if that was closer, I think they would have been able to bring him in. Davies is going to be out for a substantial. I think they said it was tweaked or tore the same muscle that he was working on. I just didn't love rushing him back. I do think he was needed because you needed to give Limer some rest. And the thing with Davies too is you see that 7.1. I will still stand by. Like, I don't know of a left back when he's fully healthy that's still better than him. Just with what he does, that man glides like on air. Like how fast he moves, how smooth. I don't know. Defensively, I think there's obviously better defensive left backs, but I think in this modern football where it's so much offensive driven and so much forward driven, like I still don't know. I can't on their day. Davies over so many other fullbacks. Like the regulars, Urbig. His weird thing was the concussion with that last goal. He basically gets kind of kicked in the head. I think that's kind of stupid. So it looks like Ulreich is going to step in and play our next 2 games at least. He'll be out for a couple of games. And I think they said Musiala, he's been walking weird, but I think they announced his was only a couple of days. And the other thing that was worrying some Bayern fans were the yellow cards with suspensions. The referee in his report reported that none of them seemed intentional. So I don't think there'll be any investigation and then further addition. So I don't think we'll be missing anybody. We talked about him though, like, man, and I talked about how we have 3 of the top 10 players in the world right now. Like it was another performance from Elise where you're like, that guy is just simply top 5. Is there someone better than him on the wing right now?
I mean, we have, who we got? We got Lamine in there, obviously. Always got to put him in there.
Yeah, you're going to put Lamine in there.
Because Rafinha's been absolutely awful this year. Vinny, we know the problems with Vinny, inconsistencies. Mbappe, I don't consider him a left winger anymore. Doku maybe, but Doku, I don't.
No, I'm not taking. You can't take those. Like, simply look at Elise's output. I think the output speaks for itself.
Kevin Skelly is in there.
You're going to get Farmers League. The numbers he's putting up are simply like I don't know.
No,
I
it's
feel like I've never
insane.
seen anything like that before. It's
No, he's been absolutely amazing. Is he? I imagine you're gonna safely say he's in the Ballon d'Or conversations right now.
yeah. I think he has to be. He's going to play for France. He's going to get a lot of minutes. I think he's going to
Yeah.
get that backing. His name's been in the media. I think that's always going to be something you're going to have to consider with the Ballon d'Or a little bit. It's just media driven.
Mhm.
It just simply has to. I mean, outside of Kane, there's arguments to be made that like for this team, Elise is more important. Kane is definitely more clinical and the best player, but for like what we need to do and what we need to accomplish, especially on our wings, like there's very few wingers that we could get that could perform like Elise or
Oh,
Diaz. Like, they're so
I forgot about
important.
you guys have two of them with Lucho. Lucho's been probably the best one.
Lucho, another assist as well. Like
Goku.
he's so dangerous in the box. And Gnabry had a phenomenal game. His hold up play, he had a goal and assist.
Call
In
it
that
with
game
him
as
being
well.
at the 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he just simply performed today. Like I know I've had my criticisms of him in the past and sort of what he's one of those where like he's kind of has the James Harden effect where like if he doesn't want to play, like he'll sign that contract and you get like fat Gnabry for a little bit and then you just forgets how to play football and you're like, oh, see, he just got that new $10 million deal or $8 million deal. He's gonna go back to being buns, but he wasn't. Like Jackson even didn't have an amazing game, I think, by many standards. His hold up play was still amazing, had a goal, had an assist. He does exactly what we need to coming off the bench. He is, I think, one of the more frustrating players I've ever loved to watch, if that makes sense, because his hold up play actually like is amazing. Him in transition, amazing. Like striker on the ball, like I think he's a top 10 striker in the world just in terms of on the ball and being able to distribute. It's just, man, is he not clinical at moments? And there's some times where he'll have some phenomenal runs, he'll have a nice play, and he just doesn't quite have that like top end finish. And like, oh, like, man, you're like, you feel like you're so close to him like breaking out. And I don't know, it's going to be Chelsea's issue. I don't think we're going to buy him, but yeah, Upa with an 8.
I mean, hey, to have him as a backup, I think that's more than good enough when you have Kane.
Yeah.
Not going to complain. Got to prove when he has the moment. But, we talked about one of those players that have to, we went on the Saka tangent. I think Gnabry is another example. I mean, he was a winger, fast, quick, pace, electric. Lost that a lot with the injuries. But we knew from the start, hey, like this guy is so clinical. Remember that one season in 2020? He was scoring goals for fun. He was scoring goals. He was clinical. So what are you going to do? Oh, let's put him closer to goal.
Mm-hmm.
And now
I want to say he's even played at striker at moments or he's come in as a striker or like a false 9 or something like that.
Does he like a second striker in a way? Like, does he go higher up or is he like dropping?
I'd say he does. Faster? And then there's also like the interesting dynamic, which you don't get as much with Kane, because Kane will also naturally play back a little bit more, and he likes to distribute like long balls too, especially. Like you have Jackson and Gnabry with this game where you can have Jackson drop back into someone like Gnabry's position, drop more back into midfield, and let Gnabry make that striker run, or you can have Gnabry kind of playing that. You can have both of them going up and kind of trying to like have that double striker. It's interesting because I think like you can just do a lot with that pairing. If Jackson's on his day, both of them on their day, I should say, it's an interesting like little clinical like midfield striker partnership you have. Yeah, because you're talking about the former kind of winger, clinical winger now playing that 10, that false 9, and then just when you have like a Kane, you don't notice Gnabry as much because it's like you're feeding Kane over every single time. Jackson's not someone you're feeding every single time. If he's got a good run, if you think you got a chance, there definitely are. They don't ignore him. But like Kane, it's just like, you get it to Kane if you can. You get it to Elise. You get it to Diaz. And with Jackson and Gnabry, it was something a little different. And I think it also, I think that helped. I think that third goal was just like entirely because of Gnabry, arguably. And then the last person I want to shout out, because I know we're going along, we still have 4 games. I mean, Stanisic, I think he's caught a lot of flack in the past from fans. I know we don't want to rely on the foot mobs and all that stuff, but I'm looking through like his entire season, he's been in the green with his ratings. He's just consistently performed. I don't think he's a world beater. I think he could be susceptible to still be getting beat by like someone with top end pace or just top end talent. Like I'm not going to sit here and say this man's a phenomenal best right back in the world, but he's just been quality. He knows how to make runs. He scored that first goal, which I think really was a difference maker because it was just so early. It caught them kind of off guard. And then it's that Bayern sort of kill mentality. They taste that blood and then they just go. And that was started by Stanisic. It was just a nice run in the box, knew he could get by his man who wasn't really paying attention and just slots it into the empty net. Like you can't ask more from that as a player. And I think another sort of Bayern race player as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about Stanisic, so I won't give too much of my opinion on him. But from what you're telling me, like again, you don't even need like a world-beating right back. Like you just don't. Like, it's I look at him as like our Carreras, for example, right? Carreras is a phenomenal left back. Now, do I think he's like Davies or Nuno Mendes or even Alejandro Balde type level? Absolutely not. But he's in there. Like he's like a top 10, top 5 fullback when he's on it, and he's like an essential piece because he does help us a lot in defense, sometimes in offense. Like he just helps us transitions into fullback or into midfield. He'll drop into that position invertedly. So I'm just happy that you guys have something like that too. I mean, I'm just curious to see how he'll handle in the next matchup because obviously he's whoever goes through, you got to go up against a Doku or you have to go up against a Vinny. So I'm curious to see how he'll stand out in those matchups.
And the big thing
And
is
then
that
even later on, he might go up against a Kvaratskhelia. I mean, we're talking about here like the best winger in the world. So I know this is Atalanta who has been poor, but you know.
Hey, we did kind of shut down PSG a little bit. I'm not going to say completely shut down. We did play well against PSG. Granted, I do think that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's a different PSG side just off of their form. But also, some of it is like our system, where I think you're not as reliant sometimes on it. One, you have your center backs. I think that's the benefit of having someone like Upamecano who's just so fast. He can keep up with, like, legitimately, it seems like any player in the world. He just has that acceleration. So, yeah, and even his runs in the midfield. Dude, watching Upamecano carry the ball into the final third is just one of the most beautiful things to watch. I love doing it.
Besides him, I think him and Pau Cubarsí are probably the two best ball-playing center backs, if I'm not mistaken. With Licha, yeah, I forgot about Licha.
Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, Licha's in there as well.
Yeah.
But I will say Licha and I mean, I will say Pau and Upamecano are just better defenders. No offense.
And, like,
but
wingers are bad defenders either.
That's
what
makes Upa, and I think that's what makes Upa so special and so critical for France, because if Saliba's not really that elite ball-playing center back, so having a player like that who could just progress the ball, that's going to be so clutch for France. And for you guys, I mean, that just makes you even more dangerous, because now you have a player that can just play from the back and just move the ball forward and get it. Like, that's just world class. I really wish you would have signed him, but it looks like he will be staying with you guys for the next, for the rest of his career.
A couple of years, 2-3 years at least. I think that was his deal was something.
I think he's 27 now, so it's like I don't think Madrid will go after him again after this. I think that's it. So congrats to you guys, man. I think you locked down a really good. A potential like best center back in the world, maybe in 2 years. Who knows, man? If he
I think he's top 3.
I remember I've always been a fan of his. I know I've criticized him earlier in this show, but I've always been a fan of him. It's just like there was a moment in that period from what was it, 23, 24. I was like,
Holland has that game where he
bozo gene. You know, like people call it the bozo gene for center backs. Like Gabriel had that. For a time being,
like on Shaq and a Fool, like to make your NBA comparison, he was the Shaq and a Fool equivalent. Where like no matter how good he was, he'd have that Shaq and a Fool moment where you're like, dude, this guy looks like he doesn't know how to play football.
But I think the thing is, with how good Bayern's been, I think that gene is like disappearing. Like it's a winner. Like even if he has a mistake, he's been so good. Like I'm not going to criticize him too much of it. Everything happens. But no, shout out to Bayern, and they will definitely be. We'll talk about them soon again later on, but. I think we covered all the Tuesday games. We'll go into Wednesday's games real quick as well. Today's games, I should say, Wednesday being today. Obviously, we did the Arsenal Leverkusen, and then, I mean, Cinderella story.
Let's do it.
Cinderella story, man.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Like after, I didn't really get to watch the second half as much, but like that first half, Bodo just plays beautiful football. Bodo really does play beautiful football. Like when people are like, oh, like passing, technical, total football or whatever, it's not Arsenal. It's not really Barcelona. It's Bodo Glimt. Seriously, I'm being serious. I actually enjoyed watching this team. It just seemed like all 11 guys were on sync. They were on the dial. And I mean, just look at the goals they scored, dude. They're also clinical too. Shout out to them. I just want to continue seeing them succeed. Thankfully, this time I made the right pick as well and stayed with the learn from my mistake. And I'm just looking forward to seeing more games from them.
Yo, I completely agree. I think the one thing I think Ciaran would have added on to this point if he was on. The fact that they were able to win at home, they got the result at home. All you got to do now is go to Portugal and just close down shop. And hit him on the break, that suits them, because when you're that high up into the scoreline, and if you're solid defensively and you're clinical on the counters, which they've proven it when they went up at the San Siro, they're gonna put more goals. Like that suits you, because all you gotta do is sit deep, hit them on the break, because they're gonna come in with everything. They're gonna be under pressure. It's a home game. Fans are gonna go crazy. The pressure's there for them to score and make the comeback. Once you get deeper and deeper into the game, they start becoming frustrated, nervous, blah, blah, blah. Hit them on the break, and that's it. Bodo Glimt, 4th or 5th goal, and that's it. That's it for the time. So, I don't know, Isaac, you want to go in and...
I would say, if they get to the semis, is this a better run, or is this like to that than that Ajax run?
Yes, without question.
Because
Yes.
I've been thinking about
I would
that.
even argue this is already better than the Ajax one.
I can't say it's already better because I think Ajax has more of those moments. They have the comeback like against you. Like there's so much more
Yeah,
like
you're
I
right.
think like beautiful moments that they have. But the thing with this team is like I think what also goes against it is like the domination. Like in terms of a Cinderella run, like not only have they come in and like had these great results, they've dominated these teams. They've gone in and taken care of business to where like man, like that's that in a way that's more impressive. But like I think that's up to the interpreter. What's more impressive to you? Those comebacks, being able to do it against a Real Madrid squad. Like I guess what if they get to the semis, their biggest win would be over Arsenal. You'd think if that would mean we're assuming if they get through. So like you don't have as much. I think that Ajax team maybe beat some better teams, but I'd also say no. We have to see. I will hold up. We need to see how this like Bodo Glimt team like ages where they go, where these guys pop up. But that Ajax squad had some good players on it. You know what I mean? Ten Hag at the time was still a phenomenal manager. Like again, not that this manager isn't phenomenal, not that this team and these players aren't phenomenal. I just need to see how they age. If these guys go on, 5 or 6 of these guys go on to have as good of a European career as some of those Ajax squad guys, then it's an even tougher decision. If they have a worse career, I think it's another notch up for them compared to someone like that Ajax squad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to definitively say it's an interesting debate though.
Yeah, no, definitely. It will be an interesting debate, especially if they do get to the semifinals, which would have to be defeating either an Arsenal or Bayer Leverkusen.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I said they're probably better, I think just in terms of like the fact that we know Ajax can produce like these up and coming stars. I mean, we've seen it with Cruyff coming out of there, Zlatan. Well, I know some United players have came out of that academy too. Who I'm blanking
James
on,
Vanderbeek.
but no one saw this team going through. And it's the fact that they've beaten already a few big teams like City, like Atletico, like Inter already at the San Siro. And it's the fact that no one saw this coming. Like no one would have put money for this team to go through like the way they did at the start of this year. And even the players that they have, like no one expected this. Like like maybe the Norwegian fans who know way more than us, maybe they did, but for us the casuals, no way. No way to expect, and like you said as well, I think with the Rich's point, it's the fact that they're just so clinical. They play great football. They're together. They're united. Man, what a story, man! And if they, God, imagine a world where Bodo Glimt make the Champions League. Oh my God,
I love it.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, would I? Jeez, man.
I mean,
Oh
one more note for this game too as well. We talked a lot about Suarez and the numbers he had been putting up in the Portuguese league. I mean, you can click on him. Like I'm not holding him to 6.0. It looks like he was held in check pretty successfully by this this Bodo Glimt squad. So I have belief in their ability to maybe shut down your best attacking forward going forward. And yeah, we're talking about a team like Arsenal. Yes, maybe they could wind them down, maybe transition or defensively they'll just be able to be so strong. But like you were talking about them not having like a great finisher, clinical, like a final third product. That suits this Bodo Glimt team even well because then they don't even have to worry about your final third because then they'll just beat you in the midfield, beat you defensively, and they'll try to break you down. Not that that's going to be easy by any measure.
They're dangerous in attack, man. They're one of the best attacking teams in the Champions League.
Right?
Like they're a better attacking team than Arsenal, which is like crazy to say, but it's true. Yeah. They're just better because they did it. They scored against City, against Atletico, against this Juve Inter team. And do you think Arsenal would put 3 past the Sporting team? I don't know. I can't say. No,
it'd be interesting. I think they could. Like, I don't think it's out of the question just with the talent there, but still, like, we don't know. We can't go off of that.
Right, exactly. But they've done it. They've scored 3, and in the most dominant way that we've seen. Yeah. So shout out to Bodo Glimt, man. Any Bodo Glimt fans out there, man, we love you, man. We're hoping you guys make it far, man. We really do. But Chelsea, fuck you, straight up. Oh,
brother. Wow, what did I say? What did Ciaran and I say? I told you this Chelsea team was low-key kind of overrated. I see them like play, or at least see highlights of them in the Prem. Yes, Liam Rosenior did make some changes, including the change of goalkeeper, where he paid Jorgensen over Robert Sanchez. Because I'll be honest, dude, you can't say the same thing about Tottenham's situation. Because in this case, if Robert Sanchez was also playing, I think 5 goals still would have been scored. So credit where credit is due, man. PSG's their attack, they showed that they're world class and they were clinical with all the chances that they've created. Chelsea have created some great chances too, and they did, make some like great moments with like the Enzo Fernandez finish, the Pedro Neto one as well. But sorry, not Neto. I forget who the Gusto goal. But I saw it coming. and I'm happy I saw it coming.
Yeah, credit where credit is due. I think I put a little too much faith into this Chelsea squad, and I just don't think I had enough faith in this PSG squad. I mean, we've been talking them picking up form. They've obviously, retaking the league title. I think this is one where, like, yeah, maybe I'm copping out here. I think me and Jeff could have expected this performance. They obviously had the quality. If you would have told me that this was the result they had, I would have believed it, that it had happened. But I think just off of how I think I had watched them previously, like, I just wasn't, it was the inconsistency. I was like, I don't know what PSG squad we're getting today. Clearly the squad showed up by every single measure. So, like, full credit to PSG. I was fully wrong with my prediction. I'm not going to say this is over. We've seen a PSG team blow a bigger goal differential in the Champions League. Right? Like, you have, like, Palmer, you have João Pedro, like, did not have good games. They could have another good game. I don't know where. I wasn't able to catch this one. Was this home for Chelsea or was this at PSG?
This was at PSG. Yeah.
So you have that as well. You're coming back home to Stamford Bridge. You know, you always have that added boost, but it's going to be very difficult because, if you have PSG even turn up at like 50% of what they did this past match, it seems it's going to be tough to get through.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea for 80% of this game, like, they were 50-50. They were up there, you know, like I believe it was like 2-2, and then obviously PSG scored 3-2, but Chelsea was still creating chances. But man, in the last 10 minutes of that game, giving up those 2 goals, that was really costly. And that low-key might have sealed the fate for Chelsea. If this game ended 3-2, that I thought it was going to end, I would have said, oh no, Chelsea still has a really good chance. Stamford Bridge, I could see them scoring like 2 or 3 or so goals and maybe keep a clean sheet as well as they did in the Club World Cup. But now, I don't know. It's gonna be a challenge for sure.
Yeah. You probably are gonna be here like, yeah, Jeff, you're wrong. Haha. I'm not switching up on my predictions. I'm not. I still have faith that Chelsea will lock in and go for a 3-0. And you know why? You did mention. Yes, they gave up those 2 silly goals, but I'm not giving up on this Chelsea team just yet because I do believe that. Hey, man, we've seen it in these England games, which is why in the last game we'll talk about, the intensity that those English football, just the intensity that a home game in England just means for a lot of teams is just, like, you get plus 10 aura. Like, you just get plus 10 abilities. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like we saw last year with PSG when they dismantled Aston Villa, but then Aston Villa could have made a comeback. And the intensity, the physicality, the clinicalness that you saw from some of their players, like I think Asensio was in that game as well. Like, just I'm not losing faith in this Chelsea. I know they look bad today; they were awful, and the concerning part is defensively. I mean, just awful defensively.
The center backs, Chalobah and Fofana. Like,
how much did they spend on Fofana too? Wasn't it like 80 million?
Oh my god, I forgot that Fofana
like that
player that we just cannot seem to see develop and become what we expected him to be. Yeah, man. Fofana was awful today. I mean, I didn't even think Reece James to give away the ball like that too, man. It's just awful from Chelsea in that sense.
Ooh, I'm seeing that.
But I will say PSG, man. This is why PSG are one of the best teams. I mean, it makes sense. I did not say they were like they can't win it, but it's just they're superpower. Like they're superstars. I should say. Sorry, I said superpower.
I think like them and Madrid are like similar vibes for me, because like you don't think like going into a match maybe they're the better team over a Bayern, over a City, but you just know with how dangerous they are, they could win a game, if that makes sense.
Right. Like you saw the Dembele goal, what was it, to give it the 2-1 lead? I mean, that was just
it was straight from a counter attack. Yeah, straight a counter attack.
And then the Kvaratskhelia goals. I mean, come on, man. Those finishes, man. Jesus, that was disgusting, bro. Disgusting from Kvaratskhelia. Just absolutely amazing and world class from him, man. I don't know. We have to see, man. I'm not going to give up on my predictions, but I do see your points in the sense of why you cannot trust this Chelsea team. And I think just mainly their center back. It's just not it, man. And I don't think they were clinical enough on their day as well. But it's a different game at Stamford Bridge. If the first goal goes in 10 minutes, boom, it's a different game now. It's a loud stadium. And I think that's why I still am not losing faith, because, again, who knows? The game can completely change if you score a goal within the next 5 minutes. And boom, you're in the game. And now it's hell for like the next 85. And then maybe you get the second. And maybe PSG get a goal in there. But then now you have to score 4 or 3. And then boom, you're in it. And then you have 10 minutes left in the second half. I mean, like, who knows? That's the beauty of the game. Who knows? That's the beauty of the sport.
All I'm going to say is next year, like, once we do fully qualify for champs, and if we're in a situation like this, I hope you have that 110% faith that you have in Chelsea and us as well, because you said all English
I will.
teams at
Clip
home.
this.
Okay.
No, for real, I will.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
and now, yeah, no,
You
I
remember-
do. No, I do because, like I said, about Old Trafford's a scary place to go to. Like, Old Trafford is scary. Like, I know that stadium has been ass for the last few years with how like the construction's going, but I'm not. That's not me criticizing the fans. I've never said the fans are bad. That fan base is crazy too. When they're a low key sleeper, underrated, like loud fan base at stadiums. Like Old Trafford's like an underrated like.
I don't know
nightmare
why
to
it
go
should be sleeper underrated when we literally have the largest stadium in England.
But no one talks about them like that. They always say like, "Oh, Crystal
In a
Palace is
minute,
stadium
we've
more
won.
scary."
That's why.
Or
Once
or
trust,
Anfield.
brother.
I think Old Trafford is
Yeah.
more scary to go to than at Anfield. I'm being
100%
serious.
agree. I agree.
I'm being serious. Like maybe unless it's now Champions League, maybe it's different. But Premier League, oh, I'm going with a game at Old Trafford. Oh my God, it's a nightmare.
Mhm.
Just having Fergie watching you too when he's at the games too. Oh God.
Yeah.
Shit. But no, man. I mean, we'll see in the second leg. I still am not losing faith on this Chelsea team, but they were bad on their day today. And maybe the tie is over. Maybe it's just my delusion. But again, it's at Stamford Bridge. If it was the other way around, I would have said, yeah, it's probably. But you got to go to Stamford Bridge. So we'll see. Before we go on to our final game, we will, as always, please, for anyone watching the live, who's been here watching the whole live, dude, shout out to you, man. Subscribe and follow us on YouTube as always, on Instagram, TikTok, and on X. Obviously, if you're following the account, thank you. But continue just following us on Instagram, TikTok, and on in the future as well with our Twitter account, which I'm hoping to God comes up soon. But we know we've been saying that for forever now. But who knows?
Little WBC update. Italy is up 6-0.
I was gonna say
in the top of the 7.
I was gonna say.
Vinny Pasquantino 2 home runs, his second to put them up 6-0. Shout out to former Yankees legend John Birdie hitting the second home run of the game to go up 2-0. Foolish Baseball, I believe, did a video on him as well. Just I love that man. No one could steal a base like John Birdie. But little update for all the listeners out there.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, man, I think by that it would, even if like Mexico somehow comes back to win this game, would still officially be like, USA should officially like progress through, because I mean Mexico would have to like score 7 runs to win, which I mean the thought was like as long as they score 5, then they'll be fine. You just hope like Italy closes this game out so that they can also like progress to the quarterfinals.
It's in the top of the 7 too, so they only got I think 3 more innings to shut down.
Yeah,
so
3 more innings. So
they can do it.
Time is running out. Pitches are running out. Outs are running out. Yep.
But you mentioned legends and you mentioned all these type of things, right? Yankees, Lakers, Dodgers. Man, oh man, was I euphoric today? Shout out to my dad. We were watching the game together.
Shout out.
I haven't had one of those experiences with my dad in a long time, man.
That's
we
awesome.
were just hyped watching our team. I don't know what to say, man. Guys, Aritra was in the car with me. We're gonna go too long into this. I was pessimistic. I saw the lineup. I was like, dude, what is this, man? You're putting. I'm fine with the back line because whoever you put in, whatever, man. But I was like, man, you have a midfield of potentially Brahim, Pitarch, out of the Guler against, oh my God, Savinho, Semenyo, Doku, and Holland, and Rodri, and O'Reilly making those runs. It's like, how are we going to handle this, man? Like, what are we doing here? No Camavinga? At least a Camavinga over Pitarch or Guler, whoever you want to put. You know what, man? If I had a hat, I'd take it off, man. That is what I want. Fight. You might be ass. You might not be the greatest goal scorers ever. But if you put just a little bit of fight, you can get something. And for God's sakes, finally, they fought for their freaking lives. I haven't seen them press, defend, run back like since that Classico back in October. I'm being freaking serious. I've not seen that since the October Classico. This is what I meant when I said I have faith in this team, for just a slight bit of faith. Because not only do we have game changers in there that can just change the game out of nothing, but I know that they have something in them in which if they just press and they run and they play quickly, you have the technical ability to pull this off. Just play quicker. Play with more intensity. And that's exactly what they did. That midfield that I was scared of, man, they were bossing it. Especially Thiago Pitarch, man. Man, this... amazing. And he's probably just won his starting spot too, because not only does it bring the physicality, the speed, the agility, everything, but the ability to just play out from the back. The midfielder that have been crying out to just receive the ball and get it on a half turn in certain situations of a game, did it. He probably won his starting spot. And even though the mistake that he almost made at the end could have cost us a goal, if you saw the way the way Arbeloa hugged him right after too, that's a guaranteed starting spot. The General. Oh my God.
You begged for it. And you got it.
Jesus Christ, man. This guy, bro. Ferland Mendy, man. I don't know if he's injured or not, but if that was the last that we saw of Ferland Mendy, because I think either Camavinga comes in at left back or Carreras comes back. This is why I said, just give me your all if you're going to leave, man. And I think he's on the verge of leaving, but he might have just earned himself to stay another year, man. Someone pulled this up. They said the best left back signing since Marcelo, right? Yeah, he's been the best one since Marcelo, and it makes sense. I mean, the lockdown and the pace that he has, the strength, the fact that Savinho couldn't get a sniff through him. Semenyo couldn't even get a sniff through him. Nothing. And even when Doku went on that side, boom, he shoved off Doku one-on-one. No need from help. Shout out to Ferland Mendy, man. God, that was one of the best defensive left back performances I've seen in just 45 minutes. Literally, no one could get through him. And I think the stats back it up. I think he got like 100% passing. Only got dribble pass like one time. God, the general, man. The general himself, man. He was absolutely just locking it down. And even then, so when he's locked in too, which is why I get mad with this team a lot of the times too, in the league, is like when you are confident and you just go up, like you boost your stamina, your speed, and your agility, and your quickness, and your reactions, boom, you go up another level. You go up another level. You go up another level. Man, like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I just wish we do this every game, because when you do that, that's what happens. You beat arguably, like, the top 2 team in the Premier League like that. Like, nothing. Couldn't create any chances. But there's, without any question, without any doubt, this was by far Fede Valverde's greatest ever game. Look at the heat map. That right-hand flank.
I mean, I'm surprised it's not green on the left side too. I'll be honest, because that man was everywhere.
Everywhere. He was possessed by N'Golo Kante with Zidane today. And Cristiano Ronaldo.
And I was going to say, at a mix of Ronaldo's clinical, yeah.
Holy shit, man. I have never seen a performance like that since probably Benzema, since Jude's against Napoli. Like, I know there's like the finals, like I know there's some like the Vinny performance against Bayern. I've never seen anything like this where he's doing everything. He was playing as a right back, helping out Trent against Doku. One-on-one with Doku, locked Doku's ass up. Went up the field, won a header like Cristiano Ronaldo, and his first touch is like Zinedine Zidane. The third goal, and then he had a hat. It's the fact that he scored a hat trick, but he was on the flank, killing it defensively. His first touches, his ability to progress the ball. I just lost my light because we're out of power. But like, oh my god, oh my god! I was not expecting anything like out of all the players. Like we saw Bam score 83 yesterday. I didn't expect him to score a first half hat trick. Who was expecting this? I wasn't. I knew he was going to give it all. He was going to fight, but score a hat trick and the manner in which he scored all 3 of those goals. I'm losing. Oh my god. Get him a statue right now, man. That was one of the best performances I think I've ever seen from a football player. I'm being serious right now. Madridista, bro. This is like, I've criticized you in the past. I've said it. He cannot play as a 6. He cannot play as a CDM because that's not his role. Put him on the freaking right. It doesn't matter if he's a right winger, if he's a right striker, if he's a right back, or he's a right mid or a right center mid. Put him on that right-hand side. Look at how good he is. You get the best out of him. And thank you, Arbeloa, for figuring that out. And I've criticized him, yes, because of the attitude that he gave Xabi Alonso and the manner he did it. So I expect you in a lot of these games to turn up. And this whole year, he's been doing that. Now I want more into Etihad because now we got the 3-0, the result, and we have to go to that hell of a ground, which, has been a nightmare for us historically. But after this, like, what can I say, bro? Like, just thank you, man. Like, I hope people figure out now, like, this is not a 6, this is not an 8. Just put him on the right mid, man. That's what he is. And we got and you saw it today. The pace, the power, the speed, the transitions, the ball carrying. I don't want to overreact too much because I don't know where to rank these performances, but holy man, I mean, just his first touches, his passing, his ability to progress the ball forward, his tracking back, his one-on-one defending, his creativity, his sideways passes where he gets it to the outside of the striker making the run too. Without Fede Valverde, we don't win this game. And I don't mean it because of his goals. I mean defensively, too. He was locking down Doku after the first 10 minutes when Doku was just getting at us the whole time. And look what happened when Fede got to defend for his life in the back. Just amazing, man. Fede Valverde, man, you're back. You're definitely back. I know that for a fact.
I was just going to say, like, I think Madrid, like, relatively started strongly, and then City for, like, a solid 20-25 minute span just, like, kind of controlled it. And I was thinking, like, oh man, it's like a matter of time before City scores the first or second goal, and from there on they take it. And then Fede just never stopped running, never gave up on that first ball that Courtois gave a long pass to, beat past Nico Riley and Donnarumma, and that finish. I was like, whoa, what just happened? I thought like he scored off like some defensive passing mistake. Nah. It was just Fede being Fede, taking advantage of a situation that was given to him. And the statement that we were talking about earlier in the episode, making something out of nothing. That's what it was.
There you go.
And from that point on, he was awesome. I can't really remember that second goal, but I think it was that third goal where Brahim had that little flick of a assist. And
that was
the way he controlled it. The way he controlled it and then finished it in the far left post. Oh my God.
That's what I said. He was possessed by N'Golo Kante today, but he had the flair of a Zidane and the finishing ability of like almost a Benzema. I'll say a Benzema. Like that was all Benzema type goals. That little flicker on Donnarumma for the first one. The second one, the left post finish to make the run and just put it in. And then the second goal, I mean, that was just Zidane with the first touch, the flick. And then the finish at the volley was so Benzema-esque. And then that's not even that, too. Like, there's a lot of sequences throughout that game, too, where I was just telling my dad, I'm like, dude, his first touch has been absolutely, I'm being serious. Like, it was like, touch, boom, perfectly landed. Like, I've never seen a performance like this from Fede, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, technically just absolutely on point today. I'm raving more about his touches than the goals, man, because he was just on another level today. So definitely our best right winger, without question, or whatever you want to call it, right center mid. That doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. It's on the right hand side with Trent. Those two were amazing defensive against Doku too, and props to Trent too. I think we know his limitations as a defender, but I will add on to the fact that I think today we saw when he gave a little bit of effort, which I don't think he did the last game against Celta, which is why a lot of people were criticizing him. Just when he puts in effort, he's not going to get killed as much as like before. Even then, there were certain moments where it was one-on-one and he still I think won one out of the 4 or 3 duels. I mean, it's very minimal, but still for his standards of what we view him as a defender, it was still good. And it's the effort. When you see Trent give effort, that's what happens. Like you're not going to get killed that easily. And shout out to you, Isaac. You said there's going to be Madrid magic. The Madrid magic was through a player that we just didn't expect to get a hat trick like that. And
I'm thankful I listened to you on my pick.
Huh?
I'm thankful I listened to you and I backed you on my pick. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's the Madrid magic, and it's just one of those nights, man, where you're like, how do they do this, man? What do they feed these players when it's Champions League, man? Seriously, I'm being serious. This is like out of the last recent few years, like this was one of the games I was like, dude, we might absolutely get destroyed here. I'm not too sure, man. Like Raheem and Vinny, like how are you gonna get goals through that? But you pulled it off and you dominated. And shout out to Arbeloa too. Technically, you got it right. I don't think City created anything. I think Holland was shut down perfectly. Shout out to our defenders too. Again, effort. Just give me effort. Well, I know Rudiger always will give me effort, but I know he's old. But Dean Huijsen today, same thing like Trent. Like, just put a bit of balls into the game. Just fight. Literally, increase your intensity by like 10. If you increase your intensity by 10 or 20 in a game, we're gonna win a game defensively because you have the talent. You have the ability to just win us a game. So I think defensively we were great. Obviously, Mendy was absolutely world class, and I hope to see him in the second leg if he's not healthy. I don't care if Correas comes back. Don't kill the rhythm. Keep the same team. If Jude comes back, don't rush it. Don't even rush anything. Don't rush it. Just fight to the end, like you did today. Rest up, and I'll be confident for the second leg because, as I mentioned with Chelsea, as I mentioned with United, that Etihad is a hell spot. So I'm not gonna say it's fully over just yet because, as I said with Chelsea, I don't know. One goal could change the game, and then boom, the nerves are against us. So, but this was a positive result. I wish it could have been 4-0, which is why I hate that. Which I gotta say this, man. I don't ever want to see Vinny take a penalty again for Ramadic.
Dude, I was gonna say I thought Valverde should have taken that. I'll be honest. Like man scored all the goals. Like he was just confident today. He would have smashed that like top left corner probably. I was honestly surprised that Vinny was taking it.
It's the technique. It's the technique that we've always known about Vinny. We saw it last year. We saw it earlier this year too. Bro, don't take penalties, bro. You can't shoot a penalty. Even that one that he scored against Bayern, against Neuer, I was like, dude, he's so lucky Neuer went the other way. Because Neuer was definitely saving that penalty in that one round. Like, the penalties he takes are just awful. So please, get off the penalties. Don't ever take a penalty again. If I'm giving a penalty, I'm giving it to my main man, which is Mbappe, or the second one is even a Valverde. Because I hate that little run-up. I hate that stutter step. Get that shit out the game, bro. Get that crap out the game. That little stutter step, there's only a few players that can do it. And even then, they got figured out with that move, which is Bruno and Jorginho. So don't do that hoppity skip crap. Just learn how to shoot the ball at whatever angle with power and position. Don't try to fake the keeper. Just try to look, aim, and put placement and power. You're not Kane. You're not Jorginho. You're not Bruno. You're not none of those guys. Don't do that hoppy skip shit. Don't do it. Don't. It's the worst fucking penalty technique in the history of the sport.
I have my Yankees cap on so I can make my connection. It's kind of like, I think for myself, I like with the Yankees having Mariano Rivera for like basically 2 decades, to where you just like, going into that 9th inning, you're going to win the game. You have the closer. And like, I've had to watch Lua and now Kane back-to-back years. Like, I've never once, I think in my life as a footballing fan, has ever complained about who's taking pens. Has never complained about a penalty once in my life. And it's like, oh my God, yeah, when you go from Lua to Kane, who are just like, you get 2 people that are just masters at that craft, which is a funny thing. Like, it's a little bit of a pushback where like there is pen merchants. Pen merchants are a thing, but like, it's not the easiest thing in the world to score pens. Like, Vinny is a Ballon d'Or winner, top whatever player in the world, and we're on a podcast right now talking about how he shouldn't be, maybe not right now, top. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows where he's getting thrown in with conversations, but like, we're having a conversation now about how he shouldn't take pens. And that's a guy that's like somewhat known as a clinical forward. But yeah, it's funny.
No, I completely agree, which is why, again, we laugh at people like Mbappe and, like Barca fans always criticize Ronaldo for, he's a penalty merchant, this and that, or like Mbappe's at like penalties. Well, guess who needed a penalty yesterday to get a result? And then guess who missed the penalty today to put it probably over like 4-0 and probably end the tie there? Yeah, penalties. Oh, and I forgot, your GOAT won through a penalty shootout. So I just hate the discourse on penalty kicks, like, you're a penalty merchant, blah, blah, blah. Sure, yeah, I know, in a certain sense, yeah, we shouldn't overrate them, but let's not discredit the fact that they can convert penalties as well. Like, we should celebrate them.
Yeah, especially your Ronaldo's, your Messi's, like, the talent. Yes, they're trying to score a lot of pens, but you've also seen them score like some of the best goals of all time. So like, let's not sit here and act like they're pen. There's guys that like will have like 10 goals in a league year and like 8 of them will be pens. I'm like, yeah, that's a pen merchant. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. But even then, But even then, for me, I'd be like, oh damn! So I want him taking my penalties. I know that for a fact. Yeah. We need a crucial penalty. So
10 goals is 10 goals.
That was literally Cole. I'm pretty sure that was Cole Palmer last year. Like 60% of his goals were off penalties, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, he had
Oh yeah,
one of
no,
the
I agree. But
flukiest
again,
flukiest hat tricks I've seen, bro. It was like a penalty, no, 2 penalties and like one like deflected goal. I was like, bro, get out of here.
but again, yes, that's why I said he was completely overrated that one season. But that doesn't mean he's bad. That means holy crap! Like this is a guy that I know if I'm a penalty shootout, you're either my first guy to take it and give the confidence, or you're the last guy to close it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Especially
that's
for England, they need
win me a
people like
title.
that.
Yeah.
But shout out to Madrid, man. I'm happy for this performance. One of the happiest. Finally, since October, I haven't been this happy or euphoric. I would say
Yeah.
I've never celebrated goals like that since.
And I just want to say, real quick, like I believe we had 5, maybe 6 teams. Hold on, let's do the math real quick. So we have Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham. Am I missing another Prem team? That's
We have
in the champ
Liverpool,
right now?
Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City,
And Newcastle.
and Newcastle. That's 5.
Okay, so 5.
Premier League.
All 5 have either tied or lost in the first leg, and that's look, as a Man United fan, I'm like, man, I don't care. Like, I want them all eliminated, but questions have to be asked as to like, whether this year if like the league was just weak and that's why we've seen so many inconsistent results. Because you'd assume like a Prem fan, they'd be like, oh no, Prem is just like the most competitive league in the world. This, that. Well, how's the Liverpool down 1-0 to Galatasaray? How's Bayer Leverkusen, tied against the number 1 team in the country, which is Arsenal, or not? Yeah, like in England, as in 1-1 tied, and then you got Man City that played against a Real Madrid team that was like obliterated with injuries, and they just smoked them 3-0. And then you got Newcastle, which I mean, yeah, they were probably the underdogs in that game. Where still got a 1-1 draw out of it, but now you go to like Spotify Camp Nou, like you're also going to be like underdogs there too.
I don't want to go too much on the Premier League teams because I still think the legs are not over just yet. Like Liverpool, our conversations might completely shift by next year. Be like, damn, you see how different it is, like the atmosphere and stuff. Like today at St. James's Park, I know they messed yesterday at St. James's Park. We talked about the environment and stuff. So I won't criticize them too much because it can be a completely different story. By next, like, damn, they all won it in England. Like if Liverpool make the comeback, like look, they won in England. Look, if Man City make the comeback, look at that. In England, intensity, the physicality, and then same thing for not Spurs because I think they're done. But what's the other team I'm blanking on? Like those 3
Chelsea?
teams. Like, I think Arsenal. Oh, Chelsea,
City. Yeah.
Come on, Jeff. You don't think the world's gonna? They're not gonna rob us of another Madrid Bayern game. Come on, that's just like too easy for like numbers. You guys aren't.
No, I know that, but it's just no. But so who knows? Who knows?
Nah, imagine a little City Bayern. You got Company versus Pep.
I mean, that would be
and the
rematch for 2023.
No, that would suck because then we would win, and then City would be like, "Oh, when Pep leaves, we'll just go get Company," and then Company leaves. I don't want him beating City, so City's even further convinced that they're like, "Okay, cool, Company signed long term." There's those rumors and stuff are always going to be out there because of connections, and I also think like if he does take that step to what people,
but then you get Xabi Alonso, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you get Xabi Alonso. There you go.
Get the Bayern legend. I still kind of always surprised Liverpool never gave him a shot. I mean, Slot was doing so well. That was always one that's interesting. Like, I don't know. He's another one too. Like, if Slot really suffers, I'm not saying he is going to go anytime soon. I'm not a Liverpool. I'm not tapped in like that. I'm sure he's got plenty of. He's got a long leash, especially like winning and all that sort of stuff. But man, like, yeah, that guy's kind of just there. Like, that's going to be really interesting. The funny one, I don't rate him that highly. Cesc Fabregas is going to be another interesting one because he's been very good with Como this year. But I've always seen like some Italian fans online be like, yeah, but like just wait until he gets a top 6 squad. Like he doesn't know how to manage that. I don't know. There are some critiques that people have levied against him, but I know he's doing numbers with that Como squad where like, that's another one. He's got there's that value too.
I definitely see him eventually going to Barca. I just do. But I don't know.
Go back to Chelsea?
Or maybe I mean,
Chelsea does sack their manager every year, so like, you never know. Maybe next year, Cesc Fabregas.
Put your money on Fabregas.
Fabregas is like, I'm gonna take Tottenham to a top 4 finish. I'm gonna get him out of relegation. At least any team has to hire me. If I get Tottenham out of this, that's a job anywhere.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be all from our Champions League recap. It was a long episode, boys. But I think it's because, like you said, Isaac, is the entertainment from some of these games was bound to happen. And
Yes.
just everything. Arsenal, the Madrid matchup today. I know I didn't get to talk too much about them, but I mean, it's just intensity that we brought into this game. Obviously, Liverpool. We're gonna see what Barcelona do next week at the Camp Nou, and I'm hoping to see potentially a Bayern versus Madrid. I know the conversation. What's funny too is the conversation already started. Like, oh, I'm gonna be happy Madrid win just so we can smoke them like 7-1. Like, I was like, okay. So the conversations are starting there between the Bayern and Madrid fans on Twitter.
Yeah, okay. I mean, your defense had a good game, but man, as you've been saying, I want to see for all the talk about this Madrid defense this year, I need to see our attack go against them. If that's the case, I think we're getting a.
Oh no, I know. That's why I'm praying like Militao gets back in time for that because I don't know, man. Well, I mean, I don't know. Mendy plays like that against Elise. I'm kind of confident.
Oh, he cannot play. Stop that. If he does, yes, but stop that, Jeff. I think Elise is turning that man inside out.
After what I saw today from Trent and Fede, if Trent and Fede are on it today against like Luis Diaz,
Semedo and Doku are not Luis Diaz and Elise. That's all I'll tell you. And I don't think
played him in the
any comparisons.
We played you guys we played against Luis Diaz at his best against a
no, right now is his best.
No, I'm talking about physically.
Physically, he's older. He'd be stronger. He would be more physical now than when he played him in the past.
And everything.
He's still got that speed. I don't
know. You know about Jeff, man. Once they reach 30 as a winger, they're done. They're washed.
Seriously, you're washed.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be dangerous. I'm just saying, like, I think I've seen today from Trent.
You know what? I think I want City to lose. I don't like this new confident Jeff. I think he's getting a little. That head's getting a little arrogant there. I don't know.
No, what I saw today
had been on your shop list for months, and now he has one game. You're like, he can shut down Elise.
I didn't say he's going to shut them down. I said I'm confident, meaning like he can probably like go toe to toe with him potentially, but I'm still going to go with the fact that you still have Kane and Gnabry behind. So it's like, oh shoot, that's raps. But
you're more worried about Gnabry than you think than over Elise. Okay, no, I know Kane.
No, because I feel like what Madrid are going to do defensively is we're gonna double team on our on their wingers. Like we're gonna have to start a Camavinga to double team with a Mendy or a Carreras against an Olise, as we saw today. They double teamed a lot of their wingers, and it's just the intensity. Like, will they bring them in? But who knows? Like, I don't know if they're gonna bring that intensity again. Like, but we don't know yet because I only seen it twice now this whole entire year. Twice. This is the second time this whole year.
That would be quarters, right? Technically, when we play,
like I think quarters. That's why I don't know yet. Like we don't know who's gonna start. Mendy got injured, and now we won't see him till like never again. And he just went out with a bang. So it's like, and then we have to play Carreras, and then I'm like, okay.
It's got that scary notification. You know, it's a good episode when you start your laptop's on 80%, and I get that notification that I'm currently on 6%. So we had a good episode.
Same. Mine's at 10.
I was counting down this final 30 minutes. I'm like, ooh, that got orange, and now the battery bar's in red. I'm like, ooh, we gotta hope it doesn't disappear on here.
But all right, man. Well, it looks like time is telling us to stop recording right now and end the stream. But thank you, boys, again. Don't know when will be the next time because your boy will be on travel mode. So who knows if I'll record? I think I won't, but if we do, we will give our recaps of the second leg, either that Thursday night or that Sunday, if I'll make the decision on that. But thank you again. 30th episode. Hoping to get to 50. Hoping to get to 100, 200, 1,000. And maybe that's it. We retire at 1,000. Who knows? Who knows where our life will be? But 30th episodes, 30 episodes. Can't believe it. Shout out to our listeners out there, our viewers, our fans on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, you've been listening to the Out on Loan podcast. Thank you again, and have a good rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen.